Hi,
Hi, everyone.
UH Blackhawk, Mike, and Tim, I think. Oh, well, Lord Alpha Juliet, but I'm not really paying attention to him because he's supposed to be working.
Nobody counts him.
He's working.
Oh, champ.
I'm just kidding.
Working at the car wash.
What was I
Working
gonna
at the
do?
car wash blues.
Oh.
That's one of the best things about this lovely long spell of weather we've had is I got my car washed and it's still clean.
Working up
great.
at the car wash,
Wash
girl. Ba-da-da-dun-dun-dun-dun. I love that song.
Yeah.
Work, work. Okay. I hear your clock. Somebody's clock.
Hi, Sam Bullock. Sam's back to see.
Hey, Sam.
To hear about the meetup because we
Oh.
disappointed him on Friday.
That's what I'm going to do. Need to find that audio.
Thanks for coming back, Sam. Fairly early out there, 8 o'clock.
APG 678. It is 678, right?
Correct.
Okay.
That would be correct, Jeffrey.
All right. Meet up at the Proud Bird. I didn't completely edit it, but it'll work.
Oh, thanks, Sam. Never disappointed in your show. You must have very low standards.
He does.
No. Yeah,
That
he went to the meetup, so
He went to the meetup, and
Yeah.
so that says a lot.
Yeah, it does.
And it was like a 45-minute drive or something ridiculous for
Oh,
him.
good for you, Sam.
That just tells you how demented the man is.
Demented, dedicated.
Hello, everyone. We are at the Proud Bird restaurant.
I didn't
Or-
sound like your voice at first.
Hello, everyone.
Just
We
the
are
way you said
at the
hello.
Proud Bird restaurant or Proud Bird facility.
You're at a facility? Is that like a mental facility?
Yeah, it should be.
Yes, friends in low places. Well, they're all pilots, so I guess they're in high places. But
Well, some of us don't get to high places anymore.
that's true.
We just get high in the places we are.
Yeah. You're just high on life,
High on life, that's for sure.
right?
All right. I think I got that. I was saying, feels like everything's working with the pretty much brand new laptop.
Oh, yeah,
I guess they
the
replaced
rebuild?
every part. So, yeah, and then hopefully it won't have any kind of issues with, hiccups or,
Well, yeah. I don't see any Skyping or anything. You know what I ordered just before we started the show was a new Ethernet cable because something's going on here. I tested. There's a way that I can test what the speed is to my modem, and it's getting incredible speed to the modem.
Yeah.
But it's not being delivered here when I have the Ethernet cable. So they're not that expensive. I got a Cat 8 or something. I don't know. Anyway, see if that.
Got 8 cats?
Yeah. I'm an old cat
Wow.
lady.
They have a Cat 8 already?
They do.
Wow. I think I have Cat 6, which is,
Well,
I thought
mine's
was
cat.
pretty
Mine's
good.
Cat 7, and it used to be. I don't know. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to spend $40. What can I say?
Oh, well, burning a hole in your
Just like
pocket.
me.
That's right. I'm a big spender. That's for sure.
Big spender. Suspender.
Okay. This isn't a humble brag, but I've always had a pretty good credit score. All of a sudden, out of the blue, they bumped my credit score way up. Like nothing changed in my life. I haven't, I'm not unhappy about it, but it's kind of like, why did they do that? I don't know.
I guess maybe everybody else's went down the tubes.
So it is. So
wow,
it is,
look, she's still doing well. Okay,
So,
let's
so
bump
it is
hers
like a
up.
comparative kind of
I don't.
thing?
I'm just.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, just kind of, I looked at it and went, well, nothing changed. I don't know. I'm not arguing with them.
I don't know how they do all
If I
that.
have to go and get a massive line of credit, I guess it'll stand me in good stead, but I have no intention of doing that.
Well, you're going to have to get a big loan, to pay for all those fancy gifts that you're planning on getting.
Christmas, yeah, that's
For
true.
Christmas birthday.
Well, yeah, that's right.
I saw a meme or
Christmas
cartoon.
birthday, yeah, that's you, Christmas birthday.
I saw a meme of the kings, the wise men, coming and presenting the gifts to Jesus. And
Yeah.
now this is a Christmas and birthday present.
Oh, yeah, perfect for you. And UH Blackhawk has it right here. It's all that money I make from APG. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah. And then it
Let's
gets
don't talk
converted
about
into Canadian funds, which is good. Get paid.
Okay, current show, intro. And, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Okay. Let me take that out.
We're going to try and get through some feedback today. We got feedback from way back in August. I'd love to get through a bunch of feedback today. Please, please.
All right, well, let's don't do any news then. We'll just do all feedback.
No, you can whip through those 2 news items. And then you got the meetup, and then Nick's got the interview.
You sound very excited about that.
Did that come across?
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
You're not a very good actor.
I don't have a
we could
good.
see-
I do not have a good poker face.
We could see
because-
right through that.
You know why? Because I don't know how to play poker. I've never played poker. I see all these things like on TV, all these big poker. I don't know how to play poker.
Well, it's been a very long time since I played, and I never have played it seriously. It was just more for play.
Yeah.
But now,
Just seems to be everybody's like, oh, poker, like Texas Hold'em and all this stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, I've even sat and watched it on TV. I mean, I sort of understand what they're doing, but I'm sort of like, okay, I don't know. I don't know what the strategy.
you know what
is.
they're doing?
Betting money.
Poker.
Trying to, yeah, poker. Poker in the face, poker in the eye.
I don't know. I didn't poker, but I saw her. I met her. Didn't poker. Let's see. Oh, are you taking some kind of innuendo or whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
In
I
your
didn't-
endo.
That was not my intent.
In your endo.
In your endo.
Yes. Yes, it would be.
Oh no. Open system settings. Okay, I'm trying to share Keynote now because of this. It thinks it's a brand new computer. Now I have to authorize all these
Oh, yeah.
things. Okay.
Ain't that fun?
Yeah.
Just keep all
Screen and
fluids
audio.
away from your electronics from now on, please.
Okay.
Was it good to get home to your coffee machine, Jeff?
It was, but then
did you have a wonderful reunion with your coffee
well,
machine?
so I transferred a bunch of stuff from the apartment to the second home on wheels.
Yes,
Including coffee beans and coffee equipment and stuff like that. And I got it all, it's not all organized on like one place. So
No.
then I get here this morning, I'm thinking, oh man, I can't wait. And then, shoot, my beans are in the, and I thought, well, I'll just use these other beans. And they weren't quite, dialed in because you have to dial them in. And then I go, okay, so I do the grinding and I put it in the group head. And then I'm thinking, okay, now where's my little
Tamper?
WTDT, like a little thing that has like needles
Oh, yeah, to make little
to break up the
channels?
clumps and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I go, oh. No, what you don't want is channels. You try to do that so you don't have
so
any
you're making
channeling.
it, yeah, okay.
To as uniform
Evenly
as possible.
dense.
Yeah. And so I didn't have that. So I went, okay, well, I guess I'm just going to use my finger and just, kind of. And then, yeah, it was like a mess. So finally I went, okay, I got to go out there and get all this stuff. But so I only had one cup of, I made myself a latte. So I'm going to, after the show, I'm going to celebrate by having
all
another
right,
one.
That's good.
Okay. So
I was
to share
thinking
your
there was
window,
going to be
allow
sort of a
screen
romantic
recording.
reunion between you and your coffee machine.
Well, it was nice. It was still a good cup of coffee. It just wasn't perfect. Okay, I
You
need
are
to
a
restart Chrome.
perfectionist.
Oh no. Okay.
Do we have
So-
any more information about this niece arrival? So, because I'm looking at it and I'm going, well, I'm not surprised they couldn't tell that this bloke wasn't lined up on the right runway, because you're not allowed to fly over Nice and over the beaches in the bay just before the airport. So you don't line up till you're quite close. you know, 4 or 5
UH
miles
Blackhawk.
probably.
Tell us. He says he's flown it several times or numerous times.
We should have him
So-
on the air.
So yeah, why don't you tell us
Is
what?
he in the chat room?
yes.
yeah.
Oh, great.
Give Nick some what do you call it in the
Yeah.
States? We call it Cliff's Notes.
Exactly.
Hey, do you have a
I
webcam
don't quite.
and a microphone?
No, it's fine. I have, but that's no good.
Well, I know you do.
Yeah, because you're making an approach over one of the most attractive bays on the Côte d'Azur.
Let me
and they don't
interrupt
want
quickly.
you-
I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Let me interrupt you really quickly. I got to restart Chrome, so I'll be gone for.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You keep. Okay. Now carry on.
So, Mr. Hawk or Captain Hawk, you are you? No one asked that question. So when you're trying to line up with the runway, you have to do it fairly late because otherwise you'd be overflying the peninsula on the western side of the beach, and I don't know how much you're allowed to do that.
Are you seeing his
So
comments here,
I'm
Nick?
just wondering how easy it is for the controllers to tell which runway you've lined up until you're quite close to the airport.
Are you
Am
seeing
I
his comments,
getting that
Nick?
wrong? Final approach fix. Where's the final approach fix? I can't get hold of an instrument arrival. So must turn off autopilot, flight directs, hand fly it. Okay. How far out is the final approach fix? Really is the question. The FMS sequence says to the missed approach. Okay. So I'm just trying to go. It's not easy for the tower controller to verify which runway that an aircraft lined up on until relatively close. This is all I'm trying to.
Yeah, because it looks just based on that picture that you're showing, it looks like
Final
they're pretty
approach fix
close
puts
parallel.
you in about 5 mile right base. Oh, a right base. In my mind, a right base is kind of a base. It's not on finals. When you say right base, do you actually mean you're on the extended center line at 5 miles, or are you actually on a base leg prior to turning onto finals?
We await your answer. Correct, not in final.
Oh, okay. All right. So the fix is, all right. How about if you're doing, and this is when you're doing a visual. So are guys accurate about flying over the final approach fix when they're doing a visual approach? And how would the controller tell at that point, 5 miles on the final fix, that you've lined up on the runway? Surely if you've still got a turn to do to get you onto
no way.
finals, there's no way.
No way, Jose.
No way.
Just no way.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, we see
Has
that.
anything changed?
Yes.
Yes, we've resigned.
Yes,
Goodbye.
No. I mean, with my video, my audio.
Oh, no,
No,
everything's
you're in a
good.
little box in the corner. It's a bit
Yeah,
hard to tell. No, your
well,
audio
wait a
sounds
minute, I'll
fine.
take this out.
Okay.
No, you're looking good. You're sounding good. It's
All right.
good.
I just
yeah.
wanted to make sure it didn't do anything weird from
Here
like
you go, Nick.
restarting
Here's
Chrome.
another comment.
4 left, close, normally.
Does that make sense to you?
4 left, GS is out of glide slopes out of service. The lock is normally turned off. Oh, the they turn the localizer off on an even. Oh, because most American airfields they leave at least the localizer on so that you can just confirm you're on.
The
right
French
runway.
they're being more efficient with their expenditures.
They're sort of, they kind of have flamboyant,
Okay.
different instructions and stuff.
Yeah,
They do things the French way. The French way.
Oui, oui.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
All right, are we ready to go soon?
I think so.
Yay!
Um,
Get your countdown ready.
okay. First, let me make sure I have
Okay.
a script.
That would be good
I
too.
wonder how,
Fore right sticks out to the southwest, so it's easy to get suckered into liming, especially because they make a big deal of it, I think, in the, I don't know. I've heard, maybe it was a video I was watching, that the fact that the lighting on Fore right is much brighter because the airport people decided to install LED
I
lights.
saw that.
And
the other one
the
isn't gonna
other
be
runway,
changed for,
will be upgraded to LED. Those brighter
It's very
lights
out of balance
in the
for your
future.
eyes.
But so that you automatically kind of focus in on Fore right.
You're drawn
which,
to Fore right.
considering they generally land on Fore left, seems to me they picked the wrong runway. Unless they more often use the other end, and because why put bright lights on a runway people are taking off from? It's much more important to have really bright, clear illumination when you're trying to land. I would have thought.
There's another comment, Nick.
So
The FM sequences from the 5 mile right base to the missed approach. You can't even. Oh, damn. Well, that doesn't help, does it? Yes. Okay.
So you say that Fore right is the standard takeoff runway, and Fore left is the
Yeah.
standard landing.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were supposedly given Fore left, and that is the pretty standard. Everyone else was landing on Fore left, but they got suckered into lining up on Fore right.
I've experienced that in Atlanta with the when they were making the new the southernmost runway. Man, that thing looked so nice and attractive.
Enticing?
Brand new, like brand new concrete. It's like all shiny and
The
like
siren
glowing.
song.
And you kind of roll out and you go, oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, we're lined up on the wrong runway. Luckily we figured it
you
out.
almost got seduced onto
Well,
that.
Yes,
look,
we
at
were.
least you didn't do like I did. I led a 4-ship of Phantoms back to base, and I lined up on the wrong end of the runway. There's only run one way, so I couldn't line up on the wrong runway, but I did line up on the wrong end.
Hey, Tanya,
Opposite direction?
you're not late.
Yeah.
We haven't started yet.
And there were people departing as I led a 4-ship in at about 300 feet
boy.
to do a 450 knot break in the circuit.
Yes.
And I suddenly went, whoa, where'd that plane come from?
They still talk about that Anderson guy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, a shambles he was.
yeah. No one's ever landed on a taxiway in Atlanta. They have. Thankfully, I can say that proudly I can say.
Well, you go almost.
I never did.
But you almost go as fast on a taxiway as if you're landing.
Well, yeah, you might, yeah.
You might be mistaken
true.
for your landing. All right, let's go.
Okay. Okay. Have they? Okay. They keep changing stuff, which I don't mind, but it just gets confusing to me.
I see you've got the recording on. Well done, Jeff.
Yes, I have the backup recording in StreamYard, and I
Yes.
have my interface is recording, and my primary means of recording is also recording. So we're good. We're recording in 3 different places at
Good.
least.
Good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I think we'll do it then. Here we
Let's
go.
roll. Oops.
You're listening to the Airline Pirate Guy.
Sorry, I forgot that I have to push a button.
All right, let's go again.
Okay, let's do the countdown again. This time, Jeff is going to push the correct button at the correct time. We're hoping.
You're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show.
The view from our side of the cockpit door.
WAPG. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Airline Pilot Guy, episode 678.
Yeah, he's up in the sky. It's the Airline Pilot Guy.
Hello, you're listening to the Airline Pilot Guy Show, the view from our side of the cockpit door. With your host, Captain Jeff, broadcasting live from the APG Road Vessel Studio. Today's show is recorded the week of September 22nd, 2025.
Yeah, he's up in the sky.
In today's episode, a 737's main gear collapses while landing in St. Martin, and an Airbus heading to Nice lines up with the wrong runway. Also ahead, your feedback, so get all settled in. Tray tables and seat backs in the upright and locked positions, electronic devices powered on. I'm Radio Roger, and Flight 678 is ready for pushback.
Thank you, Radio Roger. He's an award-winning TV and radio reporter, currently at the #1 all-news station in the nation, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in
New York City!
Welcome to the Airline Pilot Guy Show. It's an aviation podcast covering the latest in aviation news and answering your great feedback. I'm Captain Jeff, former U.S. Air Force pilot and retired Delta Airlines captain. And joining me from his studio,
in Hartford, Hereford, and Hampshire.
retired professional dog shooter, former RAF, RAAF fighter pilot, refried Scarebus A330, A340 captain for Virgin Over-the-Pond Airways. It's Captain Nick.
Hello there, Jeff. Lovely to see you. Now, APG 678 reminds me of NACA TM 678. Now, that's the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics Technical Memorandum by Max Kramer in 1932 because he took measurements concerned with the increase in the maximum lift of an airplane wing due to a sudden increase in its effective angle of attack resulting from a gust, which isn't very interesting, but this one perhaps more so. If you were in Ghana's Civil Aviation Authority, an act of law number 678 prevents seizure or detention of your aircraft on the grounds that part of the aircraft might be infringing a patent. So if you've infringing a patent on your airplane, you won't get it seized in Ghana. Hooray!
Wow, that's
Yay,
such
wow,
a
that is-
relief. Oof. I've been
Yeah,
worried
very well
about
done.
that.
Very well. Thank you. That was important information for everybody to know.
Yeah, we are
Us,
educational.
Particularly
here
our listeners, yes.
in Ghana.
Well,
I thought so.
we have a certain level of listener out there.
Low.
It's not very high. But thank you for that. That was quite interesting, and nobody died. It wasn't a terrible tragedy. So
No,
thank
no,
you.
it's hard finding those,
Yeah.
actually.
I know. Okay. Well, should be easier now that you and I are no longer flying. So
Yeah,
All right.
indeed, the world is safer.
it is. All right. And also joining us from her home studio in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, retired financier and aviation enthusiast, spreadsheet master, and our producer. It's Liz Piper.
I'm having a bad case of deja vu. Did we not try to do this show before or something?
That was a dream.
Oh,
They'll never
sorry
know.
about
It
that.
could have been a nightmare.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
maybe that's why I didn't sleep last night. Okay.
It did turn out to be a nightmare,
Yeah,
but
well,
here we are again.
Here we are.
And we're giving it
Back
another
at
go.
it.
A few
Old
days
school-
later.
Old school try. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's give it a go. All right, boys.
Give it a sh-go. Okay, well, let's sh-go and
Have
do
a
some
good
news.
show.
Thank you. All right, here we go.
Stand by for news.
All right, the location is St. Martin. Princess, what is it? Juliana, maybe? Airport? Anyway, doesn't matter. A WestJet Boeing 737-800, can I say that? Registration Charlie Golf Whiskey Sierra Romeo, performing flight 2276 from Toronto to St. Martin, with 164 people on board, landed on St. Martin's runway 10, runway 10, at 13:28 local time, when the right main gear collapsed. The crew managed to keep the aircraft on the runway and brought it to a standstill on the runway on the nose gear, left main gear, and right engine case. The aircraft was evacuated via slides. There are no injuries reported. The return flight was canceled. Wow. Okay. That makes sense. That's not a quick fix. Let's see. The airport reported an incident of all. Okay, we were just talking about that. So, hey, we do. By the way, the weather was beautiful. Yeah, so looks like a complete mechanical kind of thing going on. But we do have some video that I'm going to play right now. If we can, oh, here, I'll add that to the stage. Here we go. And fingers crossed. Let's see the video.
Roger, 2276, runway 10 first to land, wind 110, 13 knots. Clear to land, 10, Roger, 226.
Okay, it's coming on a vial. Beautiful water and beach. Blue, turquoise blue. Coming in. Okay, let me see. Oh, I'm going to pause it for a moment so I can read this. WestJet Boeing 737-800. Okay, we already talked about. Landed on runway 10 when the right main gear collapsed. Okay, we've already covered that. This was the 7th of September, by the way, a few weeks ago. Okay, we're seeing the aerial view of it touching down and now on a different angle, and sure enough, it was kind of a...
Washington 2276, last track runway 10, vacate via Echo. Parking Alpha Tree.
Oh, we can't hear you because of all the scraping noises.
Yes.
So it's
We're stopping on the runway, Roger, 2276.
yeah, I don't think they have a choice. Stopping straight. He did a good job of keeping it going straight down the runway, that's for sure.
Washington 2276, state center.
We set crime 2276.
Say again?
Send crash fire rescue, Roger, 2276.
I'm wondering if they have anybody in the tower to translate the Canadian.
Yes.
Delta
Perhaps you should have
18904,
switched to
Delta
French.
18904, maintain 2,600 feet, contact and approach 13.95, hold over back. Washington 2276, state souls and fuel on board.
Hi, West 41, Western 2276, 263 passengers, 11.7 thousand pounds of fuel.
163, 11.7 thousand pounds of fuel confirmed.
11,600 pounds of fuel, Washington 2276.
11,600 pounds of fuel copy. Search and rescue is on the way to you.
Washington 2276.
Okay, they're showing the
Just
search and
arrived.
rescue.
Confirm any dangerous goods on board Western 2276.
No dangerous goods, Washington 2276.
They've done a very good job of searching. I mean, they found them straight away, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They're pretty quick there. They're
It's
pretty
just the
sharp.
rescue bit left now.
Yeah.
Confirm your engines are off.
They look like they're both on. Oh, you mean like not running? Okay.
Stand by, Washington 2276.
They haven't fallen off. It wasn't that bad a landing.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's possible that that right one could be off, but it's still there.
The fire department is on the runway, requesting an update.
And they're shut down now for Washington 2276.
Okay, it's very, very critical information for everybody to know. And I'm not being sarcastic.
276, can you confirm if your engines are shut down?
Yes.
That's what
Engines are shut
he
down,
said.
Washington 276.
Is it okay for fire department to proceed to the aircraft now?
Yes, they can proceed, Washington 276.
Okay, the video showing the fire, the search or crash fire rescue people spraying water or foam. I think it's just water. Whatever it is they spray. They're spraying that.
Why are they spraying that? Have they seen a fire? Why are they spraying that?
I don't know.
Or is it
That's
just a precaution?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe they see a fire.
Well, yeah, it just seems if you're trying to evacuate, it's going to be a bit difficult with all that. Anyway, well, let's carry on, old chap. I'm just musing.
Okay.
Western 2276, from information from fire department, the aircraft needs to be evacuated.
Okay, we copy, Washington 276. And Lady Washington 2276 will be evacuated on the run.
Washington 2276, Roger, fire department will be advised.
Okay, and we're seeing the slides in this video that we're watching right now from the aft portion of the aircraft, the rear entry and exit doors.
Washington 276, fire department advised, please do not evacuate the aircraft on the starboard side.
Okay, not on the starboard side, Roger, Washington 276.
Correct.
Okay, so it looks like they heated that. Yeah, looks like they're all coming out of the left side and the forward, the L1 door and I guess that would be the L2. I don't think there are any other doors. Anyway, the back door. Yeah, as somebody in our chat room said, I'm sorry, I missed. Was that UH Blackhawk says bag count on the evacuees. Yeah, let's see if doesn't look like too many have bags, which is a good thing, which is unusual, right? I mean, have you seen anybody yet with any luggage? No. Yeah, awesome. All right, and then another aerial view of the situation with the water/foam or whatever, fire retardant sprayed all over the place. And I guess I was going to say that if the people did get out, especially the first ones, they could be...
Okay, everybody, come outside. Everybody ready for a wild, wet ride?
Yeah. Slip and slide. Yeah. So I didn't see anybody slipping and sliding. So good job.
Nope.
Good evacuation.
Nope. Well, you say that, but I've got a question. Why did I love this music. Why did they ask them to only evacuate from one side? Because that immediately halves the number of exits you can evacuate from. So if it is generally a time-critical evacuation, I'm not sure they really should say that. It's not really up to them. It's up to the commander and his crew as to which side they're going to evacuate from. And they will generally evacuate from every exit so long as it's there's no immediate danger of fire or something really bad out there that would they go, oh, that's too dangerous for anyone to come down. But other than having some foamy water on the ground, I couldn't, which the fire people put them there themselves. I don't know why they asked that. Perhaps someone in the audience with more knowledge than me can answer that.
Yeah, that's a good question you have there, because I didn't see any evidence of any kind of fire or smoke or anything coming from the right side. The only thing that was obvious is that the right main gear had collapsed, so maybe they were concerned about that. I don't know. Maybe collapsing even further, and maybe let's keep everybody on the other side that is the good side. But
Sam asks if the captain can override the exit side request, and I would say absolutely he can. He needs to, when you're given a thing like only evacuate from one side, he really needs more information. Why? Because I need to make a judgment call, because ultimately it's my decision as to which exits we use. So along with the don't evacuate on the right side, you need, because it's slippery, because we sprayed foam on it, in which case you might go, all right, this is not really a time critical evacuation. I'm happy for you to go out of just one side. It might take another 90 seconds or so to get everyone off, but that's fair enough. But if for any other reason, like you've got a fire inside the fuselage, I would say to hell with that. We're going out as quick as we can from every exit.
Right. Now, unfortunately, we didn't actually hear the communication with the crash fire rescue people to the tower. We were only given the translation or paraphrasing of what was being communicated to the tower controller from the crash fire rescue. So it would have been nice to hear really what they were saying. Maybe that could give us a little bit more information about why they didn't want them to be evacuating on the right side. But that's a good question. Exactly.
I suspect, I don't know for sure, but I wonder what language the fire crew normally speak in, whether there's probably no requirement for them to have English as a second language so they can communicate with the crew. That may be one of the reasons why it went via the tower, because obviously the tower controller can speak English.
Yeah.
Interesting, though, isn't it? What do you think of the approach, Jeff?
Well, I mean, it was a nice approach. A lot of it just reminds me. I remember when I was a new first officer, and if you came on the 727, it was very, very difficult to make a really good landing on the 727. It happened every once in a while, and that was usually a surprise. But it was a very difficult aircraft to land, and I remember a few different times the captain saying something like, "Nice approach." So like after you've landed, like okay, I get it. Yeah, the landing, not so much.
Not so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the approach in this case was nice. The landing looked like, I don't know if they caught a gust of wind or they just over flared the aircraft or whatever. I don't know, but
most certainly they leveled off. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw him coming over the threshold, and looking back up the runway, I thought, oh, that's about 50 feet. That looks absolutely on the numbers. That looks perfect. But then he leveled off, and I went, uh-oh. And he starts floating down the runway at 40 or 50 feet, and I'm thinking, well, he's eating up his runway pretty fast, and he's not getting any closer to a touchdown. And sadly, they then cut to a different view from the other end of the runway, so I didn't actually see what kind of attitude changes that occurred, but I suspect at some point there was a nudge of the yoke or a very sharp word and a reaction to get the aeroplane down that might have resulted in a firm landing, a very firm landing in this case.
Very firm, yeah. I mean, I can kind of see. I mean, the gear is designed to be able to withstand that. But if it had some kind of weakness from some other events in the past, then you don't know, and you find out when you have a very firm landing, as in this case. I'm wondering, you mentioned that they kind of cut away before we had an opportunity to see what happened as they've leveled off at 30, 40 feet, and the airspeed is bleeding off, and you need airspeed flowing or air flowing over that wing to keep the lift going, and at some point you're gonna lose that lift. I'm wondering if the WestJet crew paid somebody to say, "Can you take that few frames out?
Can you just lose that?"
Yeah, just for some reason you don't need to show that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Sadly, they'll have the data recorder churning out all the numbers, so the inquiry will find out. But it is possible that they just lost airspeed. You could usually tell them because as the airplane starts to drop, you see a massive pitch to try and cushion the vertical acceleration you've just built up. But nothing, of course, happens because the wing isn't really producing any lift anymore. So the airplane pitches up, and then you bang in, and you go, "Ouch, that would have hurt." But we may be being a bit rude about the crew. They may have actually made a reasonable landing, and it might be entirely a technical issue of a failure of the undercarriage, although that is fairly rare. Although, having said that, we've had a number of these on 737-800s lately, haven't we? Is it just a rash of unfortunate incidents, or
I don't know?
Are we getting a trend here?
Is it a coincidence?
Some Funyuns lining up?
Maybe. Yeah, and included in our show notes that you can read for yourself, we're reminded by our producer that there is a final report on that incident very similar to this one, of an Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800 in Santa Ana, Orange County, John Wayne, back in August of 2023, so about 2 years ago. And they said that the aft trunnion pin failed. That's part of the landing gear assembly.
Not Funyun, Trunnion.
Oh, how about
yeah, remember
show titles?
Possible show title.
Funyun, Trunnion, Funyun. Okay, yeah, let's think about that a little bit more. So you're right, Captain Nick. This is something that has been occurring. It seems like more frequently on this particular model, and I'm wondering what's going on. I think it's a good question to ask.
Particularly since it was something to do with the chromium layout on that pin that was altered. And I can't, without stopping the show and rereading it all, but there was cracks that hadn't been spotted, or the pin was ground down to make it fit during an overhaul, and that induced fatigue crack growth. But
Yeah, it won't fit. Okay, grind it down and just hit it as hard as you can. It'll work.
well, we know it's tough for those engineers because all they've got in their toolbox is a selection of hammers. So
right,
just
use the biggest one you have.
Yeah, if you just got hammers, everything looks like a nail.
Yeah, it's true. I guess they say in this report briefly that, well, not briefly, it's a long report, but they do say that it looks like there was a fatigue crap. Well, we've all had those.
Yes.
Had been present for several landing cycles, and I think that they said the crack developed as a result of the grinding performed, as you mentioned. So anyway, all that information's there. Could definitely have something to do with this particular incident as well.
Indeed.
All right. Oh, looks like Tim Van Ram, hello. By the way, our live audience is here in full force, and you, too, listening to the audio-only podcast should sometime you should check out joining us in our live recording on YouTube, and then you can be part of this grade of wonderful people. Most of them are wonderful people. Tim says, best guess is that the problem side... Okay, so we're talking about the evacuation and why the crash rescue people said or suggested that they not evacuate on the right side. Tim's guessing that the problem side had steel to ground friction causing high heat under the fuel tanks, so as a precaution asked the evacuation not on that side. Maybe.
Yeah, not their decision.
Right.
Tim. So they can let you know that they can see smoke or possible fire from the engine casing. That's fine. And then you can make a decision. But it's not their decision to deny you a side to evacuate from just because something might have got hot. So,
right.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. As I said, all this information in the note, in the show notes for this particular news item. And with that, I think we'll move on to the second item, also from the Aviation Herald. This involves a Nouvelle Air Airbus A320-200. This happened on the 21st of September, so a little over a week ago. They approached the wrong runway and overflew aircraft that were lined up on that other runway that they were not supposed to land on. And I'm not sure, but I think I remember hearing something to the effect of the clearance was like 3 meters. That's close.
Yeah, that terrifyingly close. But then again, we've had another similar one with the Canada aircraft at San Francisco, if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
That they reckon was 50 feet. But this is even tighter than that. So I'm going, wow, that was close.
So, Captain Nick, why don't you go ahead and tell us about this incident?
Sure, yeah. The details are that this Nouvelle, I've heard of Nouvelle Cuisine, I haven't heard of Nouvelle Air, but Nouvelle Air, Airbus A320-200, and the registration was Tango Sierra, India November Papa, and it was flight BJ, no references to that, thank you, BJ 586, that's a lot of BJs, from Tunis to Nice, and was on approach to Nice.
I'd like to interrupt. I'd like to interrupt you. This is the reason why we normally don't have Captain Nick reading these. Okay, continue.
Fair enough, sir. Now, I'm privileged to have landed once at Nice in a Hawk of all aeroplanes. So I didn't fly an airliner in there, but I do know a tiny bit about the airport. Sorry, not as much as UH Black Hawk. And I have been chatting to him about this, but it's quite interesting. Now, there was an EasyJet Europe Airbus 320-200, so the same type of aircraft. And he was Oscar Echo, India Juliet Zulu, performing flight Uniform 24706 from Nice to Nantes. And he was lining up on 4 right when the Nouvelle Air overflew him before initiating a go-round. Now, the Easy Boy subsequently vacated the runway and returned to the apron, and his flight was cancelled, probably because I suspect their cabin crew all went, we're not going to do that again, we just nearly died. Or perhaps the pilot said that. Anyway, yeah. I don't blame them, quite honestly. And the incident aircraft, the aircraft that caused the incident, climbed 4,000 feet and positioned for another approach on runway 4 left. Landed on that runway without further incident. Took him about 15 minutes to get around the pattern. Now, according to the ADS-B data, and just bear in mind that ADS-B is sort of plus or minus 25 feet, so we can't really be too accurate about this, but according to the ADS-B, the Nouvelle aircraft crossed the threshold at 50 feet, which is absolutely perfect, and initiated a go-around 6 seconds later. Now, I'm just going to go 50, 40, 30, 20, and that's about the height that you would have been 6 seconds later, I reckon, between around 20 feet when he initiated a go-round. Now, initiating a go-round doesn't mean that's when he put the power up. Since we're looking at ADS-B data, that's probably when he started climbing. You've got an indication that he was climbing, which is you make a decision a bit before that, because it takes time for the engines to spool up. So by the time he starts climbing, a few seconds will have passed. Anyway, the French BEA, what does that sound like again, Jeff?
Oh, you didn't tell me to get ready for that, so it's going to take a minute or two for me to search for that.
We know who they are.
I'm just warning you that at some point, while you continue to analyze this, you might actually hear the sound effect
Fair enough.
play.
Okay.
Which means that
they sent 4 investigators and quite rightly opened up an investigation. This was nearly a very, very serious accident. So what happened? According to the information that we've got available, the Nouvelle aircraft was cleared for a visual approach to land on 4 left. The EasyJet aircraft was given a clearance, quite correctly, to line up on 4 right. So they're going to land on separate runways. 4 left have been used that day for for landings, and 4 right had been used for takeoffs. Okay, so we're all going, why did the Nouvelle aircraft line up on the wrong runway? Why didn't the controller, stop him earlier? Well, why he landed up on
d'enquête et d'analyse.
wrong... Oh, thank you. Say that again.
Bureau d'enquête et d'analyse.
That's great. I love the way you modulate your voice for that.
Oh, yeah. Well,
thanks,
I've been
Jeff.
practicing.
So, in the defense of the pilot, they have installed new lighting on 4 right. That's the takeoff runway. He's supposed to be landing on 4 left, don't forget. And they put in nice, bright, new LED-style runway lights. So that runway stands out like a dog's shiny teeth. And the other runway has the old lighting, but the airport is so poor because no one goes to Nice. It's not a huge tourist spot. It doesn't have an enormous income from all the visitors. It's not on the Côte d'Azur, which is the most beautiful part of the French coast, etc. It's a really poor area. So they said they couldn't afford to put the lighting on 4 left until next year, 2026. So they're still waiting for that. So in the meantime, when you're making an approach, the lighting on 4 right looks lovely and bright and attractive. The lighting on the runway you're supposed to be landing on, which is also set a little bit back. It's set further away than 4 right. So the first runway you get to see is going to be this nicely bright lit runway that's closer to you than the gloomy left-hand runway, which is further away. So I'm going to say that is obviously a factor if you're doing, confirming your lineup. Looking out at the comments by our lovely listener, UH Blackhawk, who's made multiple approaches there. He said they don't even usually have the glide sleep's often US, and they don't usually turn the localizer on. It's normally turned off. So whereas I always had the ILS on for the runway I was going to land on, even if I was doing a visual approach, because most airports will have it radiating, even if you're not doing an instrument arrival. It's a fantastic aid to just confirm that you're at the right airport, you're pointing at the right runway, all those kind of facts that you want to be absolutely certain, because we know, despite that, no one ever lands at the wrong airport or on the wrong runway. It's nice just to have that confirmed. Okay, yeah, well, it happens so often. It's an ideal thing to do. It's, belt and braces. So why didn't the controller send him around? Well, of course, you're not allowed to have a long straight-in approach on this runway, because you would be flying over the beach and the edge of the town. And, this is the most fantastic hotels, expensive, most beautiful restaurants overlooking the bay. It really is gorgeous there. And they don't really want airplanes getting in the way of them and the view of the sunset, etc., and lots of noise. So you end up doing a final approach fix that's 5 miles away, but on a base leg, and then you do a turn on to final. So the controller doesn't get a chance to see which runway you've actually physically lined up on until quite late, only a few miles. And it wouldn't take much for the controller to put his eyes down and do something else, and then look up and go, oh, I'm not sure about that bloke. And then, of course, he's still got to look at his radar, which will give him an indication. I don't know whether it's automated or not, but it's certainly, most controllers have got a radar that will show him what the approaching aircraft is doing, and just confirm that it is lined up on the correct runway. When he realized it was probably too late at that point, he did order a go-around, but the Naval Air aircraft had passed over. Now, how close did they end up coming? Well, like we say, ADSB is only reported in 25-foot increments. So, in theory, he got down to 50 feet. And that's as low as we saw. And that's over the top. Don't forget, he continued to descend until he was past the EasyJet before he actually got his go-round going. The 320's tail is 38 feet 7 inches, so let's call it 40 feet for ease of calculation. Yeah, so he's 10 feet 3 meters, somewhere around there, away from hitting the tail. And don't forget, he hasn't actually stopped descending at this point. As he passed over that fin, he carries on descending a little further before he starts his go-around. They came horrendously close to colliding. Now, how did he not see this bloke on the runway? Even though I've made a bit of a big thing about the gloomy runway lights, they're still bright enough to be legal and used. And there's a lot of lights on a runway, particularly at the threshold. You've got the edge lights, you've got the multiple rows of lights on the center line, you've got the barrettes that are indicated there to give you a feeling of perspective down the runway. They're all illuminated, and in amongst all those lights you've got a red light, a white light on the fuselage of this aircraft, a white light in the tail which is not very bright at all, and you've got strobe lights at the wing tips. Do they have the wing tips on the 320? Oh no, I'm guessing now, I don't know for sure. They've got lights on the wingtips. They have navigation lights, so green and red. Do they have strobes? I'm not sure. Their wingspan's about 38 meters. The runway width is around 45 meters, but it can be 30 meters. So it's somewhere between 30 and 45 meters. At Nice, I'm not certain which. But there's no doubt about it that those wingtip lights will sort of be merging with the edge lights, and the lights on the fuselage will sort of be merging with the lights in the center of the runway, which are the majority of which are massed up at the threshold, just where the EasyJet aircraft is parked. So spotting all those lights amongst other lights is not as easy as you'd think. And we know that from the number of accidents that have occurred with aircraft landing on other aircraft, one on the end of the runway and one not seeing him and making an approach. There's some very famous one at Los Angeles. There was quite recently a 777 that landed on a Coast Guard aircraft in Japan. Both dreadful accidents. We know that the Canadian aircraft nearly landed on a number of aircraft parked on a taxiway because he thought the taxiway was the runway, but he didn't twig that all the additional lights were actually airplanes. So, you think, it's got to be easy. No, it's not. It's not as easy as you think. So there is that to bear in mind.
Yeah, and that is assuming that the weather is like perfectly crystal clear, but looking at the METARs at the time of this incident, there were light to heavy thunderstorms in the area. Looks like the ceiling, the ceiling was around 3 to 5,000 feet. They had some scatter clouds and broken clouds. And so, and they're performing a visual maneuver there toward the end. So it's very challenging. Obviously, they were below the cloud ceiling. But, if you have thunderstorms in the area, the visibility, it says here, was not bad, but it's not a beautiful, clear in a million kind of night that we're dealing with here. And then, as you say, the lighting on the 320 on the runway kind of blends in with all the other lights, and the LED lighting is really bright. I can kind of see, this whole setup here. By the way, UH Blackhawk in our live audience says, I've seen wingtip strobes on an airplane and thought they were the runway end identifier lights, the REILS, the runway end identifier light system. I just quickly, UH Blackhawk also says, for some reason, the EasyJet pilots returned to the gate. I think that they were going for a crew change, but I think they left out one word, a crew underwear change.
Yes. Yeah. I would have thought they would have seen this guy cream over the top of their flight deck. And,
cream is probably not the best word.
Okay. And, they would have undoubtedly heard him. I've been beside a runway when Concorde took off, and had some of our cabin crew almost in tears, the amount of noise. So, yes, you can hear engine noise through the aircraft skin, and they might have been very shaken by this.
One of our co-hosts that wasn't able to join us today, Captain Stefan, he is a former Lufthansa, can I say that? Former German airline A380 captain.
Jawohl.
Yeah. Let's see. He says he found some information that he sent to us because he knew we were going to cover this. This is supposedly a comment of the tower controller at Nice, translated by a colleague of his. Hello. Luckily, it wasn't me on the frequency. That's from the controller. The information I have is that the Nouvelle Air pilot lined up on final for 4 right instead of 4 left. We've covered that. Impossible to detect visually from the tower with parallax, etc. Plus it's night, plus bad weather. Fortunately, we have ground radar equipped with an alarm that detected the anomaly by extrapolating the trajectories. The controller then asked the pilot 3 times to confirm that he was indeed on final for 4 left, which he confirmed each time. I guess, what is that called? What kind of bias is
Confirmation
that?
bias?
Confirmation bias or expectation bias or something. Some kind of a bias. So he said, yeah, he confirmed it every time, and the controller finally decided to command the go-around. And by the time he did, I think he passed just over the EasyJet. It's incredible that the Nouvelle Air pilot never saw the Easy aligned, or the EasyJet aligned, the anti-collision lights. Well, as we mentioned, I can kind of see that might be difficult to see. For the record, the aircraft operator decided to save energy by completely changing the runway edge lights to LED only on 4 right, and will only do 4 left at the end of 2026. I'm wondering if they're going to move that on the calendar.
Yes, moving forward.
Yeah, after this. As a result, the runway 4 right is much brighter than the 4 left, because you also mentioned that, Captain Nick, and I think it attracts the pilot's attention much more when they're on final, especially in bad weather. We reported it many times, but we never got any answers. Okay, so they're concerned about this, and they have been concerned about this, and this incident basically just cements that concern that something bad is going to happen unless we fix this. So he said this controller said the controllers on duty are upset. I think they were really scared. Yeah.
Yeah, quite right too.
Thank you, Captain Stefan, for sending that in.
Indeed.
To us.
Always nice to have someone with a little bit of background information.
It is. All right. So, again, it worked out this time, but man, another really, really close call. And we just got to, I don't know, just be a little bit more vigilant out there. I don't know what else to say.
Yes, we do. And perhaps it's time for TCAS to be updated so that it can tell how close you're going to get to an aircraft on the ground. I mean, at the moment, you can get to see the aircraft on the ground on TCAS, but the system won't alarm for them to prevent false indications. But as technology improves and accuracy of all our electronic equipment improves, hopefully they will be working on one that will go, no, you're about to hit that one, and it's on the ground, and that's where you're going to be very shortly, and give us some kind of a warning.
Yep. Agreed.
I'm actually quite in favour, I've mentioned it before, of a searchlight or a bright light. The amazing brightness of LED torches always amazes me. You see someone on a bicycle coming towards you, and he's got one tiny little torch, but you see him about 1.5 miles away. It's incredibly bright. But one angled on the fuselage, 3 degrees up, pointing straight back, which would be right in the eyes of an aircraft making an approach on top of you, would be a really neat light to have.
As long as it's not too bright and blind you, and then you can't see
Well,
anything.
you shouldn't be lining up on the runway with someone on.
Yeah, good point. Good point. All right. I retract my concern. All right. Very good. You know what? I think that's going to be it for our news segment for today. That was...
talk myself out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, take a break. Take a swig of beer or whatever, and,
Yes,
refresh
good idea.
yourself.
Is it 5 o'clock? Yes, it's 5 o'clock. Good job.
Perfect. All right. And so the Getting to Know Us segment is that time of the show where we get to find out what everybody has been up to between shows. And I'd like to start off right off the bat by saying that we do apologize that we didn't get we kind of planned on or thought that we weren't going to be doing a show week before last. And because I went on a road trip, eventually all the way out to the West Coast, and I have some meetup audio to play shortly regarding that. But we did attempt a show recording on, was it Friday of last week? Yep, I'm getting the thumbs up from the producer. And that meaning me, encountered some technical difficulties. Well, that's crazy. That never happens. With the gear in the Road Vessel studio. And we just finally decided to scrub the attempt and to try again some other time. So the best time for us, we determined, was today, which is Monday, the 29th of September. Again, I'll just say, I appreciate your patience and understanding, and we did make an attempt to record a show, but it just didn't work out. What are you trying to tell me now, Liz? You're banging your head.
I'm just pulling my hair out there, Jeff.
Oh, pulling your hair out. Okay. I'm sorry. I should have picked up on that. So anyway, we're here. We're doing it. So the 1 per week kind of schedule we've set up for ourselves, or goal that we've set up for ourselves. We didn't. We hit the 50% mark, I guess, which is what our goal is on the APG. So speaking of, thank you, the 50% guarantee ribbon is being flashed right over my face. Thank you. It's actually better looking than my face. Let me go ahead and just tell you about the road trip that I just returned from late afternoon yesterday. Set off a couple of weeks ago on a road trip, and on the way out, I was able to. On the way out, I kind of broke it into easy segments for me. 5 hours per day travel time. Ended up actually getting to meet up with James Graves Brown and his lovely wife Sarah in Albuquerque on, I guess that would have been day 3 or day 4 of my trip. And we went to a wonderful restaurant, the same one that we went to last time I was making my way through Albuquerque on a road trip. El Pinto. It's a really wonderful Mexican restaurant, and so I really enjoyed that. Thank you for treating James and Sarah. And they were just lovely, hospitable hosts at their beautiful, beautiful home, kind of up on a hill. In fact, you walk out their front door and you look to your left, and then you're looking at the area where they have the balloon festival every year. It's a kind of a wide open area, like a park setting. In the distance, and they say it is just absolutely a perfect vantage point for watching the big balloon festival, which I think is just in like a week or two, sometime in early October, I believe. And they invited me to come out. I wasn't able to do it this year, but maybe next year or the year after, I can head out there for the balloon festival and not have to mess with trying to...
Don't you think Captain Nick should go to the balloon festival?
I think that Captain Nick should fly over... not in a balloon, on an airliner, because it's a lot faster. And then we could set off in the road vessel studio, and you could watch that wonderful, wonderful, because I know how much you love balloons. Anyway.
Not going to happen, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so it was a lovely time, very comfortable guest room and guest bed, and slept like... I didn't sleep like a baby, because all the babies that I've ever had, they don't sleep very well. They're up every hour or so. So I slept all the way through the night. So it was wonderful after that wonderful meal at El Pinto. So it was nice to see James and Sarah. And I continued on and eventually made it out to Los Angeles, and we had a meetup at the Proud Bird at Los Angeles International Airport. And I'm going to try to keep myself from saying anything else because I'll probably say something about it in the audio. So we're going to go ahead and try to find that audio, and then we're going to hit the little button here, and we're going to hear about our meetup at the Proud Bird.
Hello, everyone. We're at the Proud Bird restaurant, or Proud Bird facility. Used to be a restaurant.
It still is.
Yeah, they have restaurants, several, it's like a food court and bar, all in one. And lots of old airplanes on static display, and like a playground for kids that have aviation-themed equipment. It's great. And I'm here in Los Angeles International Airport, and on a very short notice meetup at the Proud Bird, and I have one of my co-hosts with me, RJ, who lives in Southern California, and he took the time thank you, Claire. And probably doesn't listen to the show. His wife.
She probably yeah.
But thank her for allowing you to come here and visit us. And I know RJ's got to leave because he has a trip tomorrow morning and very, very early. So we're gonna get he's gonna say some just amazing things. It's just gonna
Wax poetic.
Yes, wax poetic. So RJ, talk to our audience.
Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. I'm glad that I got a chance to come out here and see the large attendance of APG fans who have come to join us here and watch airplanes. You know, we've been talking about airplanes. We've been talking about the planes that land. We've been identifying airplanes as they come by.
And some of the airplanes didn't land.
Some of the planes, yes, that is right. One of the airplanes did not land. They eventually did land.
Oh, yeah,
So they did. Yeah, let's not start any rumors here. Yeah, the plane did eventually land. It took a while, but yes. But
you can always go around.
That's right. It was a great night, great afternoon rather. You know, great time here had by all, and good to be here once again.
I'm glad you were able to come and join us, RJ.
Thank you.
This is somebody who sends us a lot of feedback. He's a resident of the Los Angeles area. His name is Sam. You hear us talking about Sam Bolog a lot. I'm saying that right, correct? Bolog? Okay. Well, here, talk to the people.
Oh, I just was not going to miss this opportunity to meet Jeff and RJ and... Pardon me? Mike, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's just really great opportunity to meet everybody, see everybody face to face, and after texting, you know, it's just wonderful to meet everybody. So
nice to meet you. It's so nice to put a face with the name and a voice and like a real person. That's and
same here.
I say this all the time, but I really mean it. It's like this is like the best part of doing this podcast is like meeting people in the community, like in real life.
I mean, I would have totally regretted it if I didn't come today. You know, I was definitely going to do it either way.
Awesome. I'm glad that I know it wasn't an easy drive for you. You don't live like 10 minutes away or anything, but yeah, thank you for taking the time out of your day. And we should mention that it's his birthday today. So oh, you know what? Okay. This is the first time I've ever done this on a meetup report. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sam. Happy birthday to you. Oh, everybody started singing harmony with me.
No one did.
And many more.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'm glad that you took time on your birthday to come in. That's really special. I don't think not too many people would do that.
No.
Thank you, Sam. And then Mike Cochran. Now, you probably hear us talk a lot about Mike and the fact that he gives us these the hosts, wonderful gifts. And we can't stop talking about the best gift that we've ever received from you, Mike. That is the Yeti, these fancy Yeti insulated mugs that have the Acme Airlines logo on it. I mean, that was just right now. Whoever's on the show with us right now that we're playing this, they're probably holding their Yeti thing up to the camera and showing you, yes, we love this and we love Mike. And anyway, so that's just one of the many things that he's gifted us with over the years. But the thing that he's gifted us most with is his presence and his audio feedback. So I'm going to shut up now, and yeah, believe it or not, and we're going to talk, and Mike is going to talk to you.
Oh, it's good to see you again. Haven't seen you since 2012, back in Orlando, Florida. Our just times and locations haven't met since that time, but saw on Facebook you were going to be in town here at LAX. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be in LAX at the same time. So couldn't miss the opportunity to come say hello.
Tell us why you're here.
Well, I fly on the corporate end of aviation, and I'm the aviation safety administrator for our department. And so they're sending me over here to University of Southern California to take some safety administration classes.
Awesome. I actually went to the USC Safety Institute as well back in 1980 something, 86, 87, something like that. Yeah. and when it was at Norton Air Force Base, when there was a Norton Air Force Base. And yeah, great quality instruction, and that's awesome that you get to go through the same kind of course.
Yep. No, but it was good seeing again, and it was great catching up.
Yeah, we shared so much we can't really even share with you, our lovely audience. But hey, that gives you some incentive. Anytime that we say we're somewhere and we have a meetup, you can hear some background information, some inside baseball that you don't get from watching and listening to the show. So hopefully that's some incentive for you. So great to have Sam and Mike and RJ come and me come together, and we had a great time. And
it's made for a wonderful birthday.
I'm so happy to hear that. And so because it's your birthday, Sam, I'm going to ask you to send this back to the studio. Oh, Mike is going to.
Back to you, Jeff, in the studio.
Thank you. Okay, now Sam's going to send it back to us in the studio.
Back to the Jeff.
Thank you. I'm sorry. It wasn't.
Nope.
I know.
Okay, it's time for me to stop playing the audio. Okay, looks like it's off. So you get a little. I don't hear you, Captain Nick. For some reason, you're muted, I think.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying. Look at the video. I've got the mug.
No.
No,
that's not it.
Oh, hang on a minute. Then it must be this one.
No, it's not that one.
No. All right. How about this one?
Yeah, that's it. No, that's not it either. That's a koozie. It's a very nice koozie.
Damn. I'll tell you what, it's in the other room. I do apologize.
No, I failed. We both failed. I completely forgot that I was going to be referring to those Yeti cups and or vessels, or whatever you call those, thermal cups. What do you call those?
I don't know. I just love listening to you flounder.
I know. Thank you. I do a very nice job of it.
A bit of blithering.
Oh, good. Touche. Blithering. I'm the blithering idiot at APG. We had a discussion about the word blithering before we started the recording today, and we were educated. I think my Yeti mug, thermal mug, is in a box in my closet. I failed. Sorry. I should have gotten that ready to go while I played the audio. But oh well. Maybe next show we'll be able to dig it out and show you. But I think we've showed. I know that Steph seems to always have hers available and uses it all the time, and I think we all do.
Well, I use mine quite often, but it is very big, so I need to have a really big drink to go in there. So
yeah, and also Mike's given us gifts over the years. He also was the guy that gave us those very nice customized Acme Air luggage tags for.
Oh, I definitely have that. I've had that on my bull carrier, actually. So when I go to play petanque, I keep my bulls in a nice leather bull carrier, and that's on it. So everyone knows it's mine.
Yep. Mine is on my rollerboard, which is in the other room. But anyway, so I thanked him profusely for all the wonderful gifts that he has given us over the years. And it was so nice to see Mike, and just so coincidental that he happened to be out in Los Angeles when we were there doing this meetup. And so it was great getting all caught up. And then again, Sam, being with us on his birthday was awesome. Sam is such a really nice guy, and it was a very nice opportunity for us to meet in person.
Absolutely. Is he any relation to Samwise Gamgee? No?
I don't know.
Okay,
Is Sam with us right now? Yeah, he's with us in the live audience, so he can answer your question in due time. All right. I think, so I'm back in town after a couple of weeks on the road trip. And, tomorrow I'm making a quick trip down to Fort Lauderdale to go to An Tu, the Vietnamese lady who founded the Asian Women in Aerospace and Aviation. And she was the lady that ended up dying in that crash that we've discussed. And so the celebration of life, because she and her husband had founded a flight school down in Miami, and so they found this space in Fort Lauderdale, which is going to be tomorrow night. And so I plan on heading down, flying down, and attending that, and then flying back on Wednesday. So I'm sure we'll talk about that or on the next show. I'll fill you in on how that went. Anything else? Sam finally said no. Who is that? Nick.
He's the actor who you look very much like the actor who played the part of Sam in The Lord of the Rings. That's all.
So you were kind of making a joke then.
Well, not really. I
No?
wasn't comparing Sam with a Hobbit. I was just saying he looks like this actor.
I see. Okay. And they're both named Sam.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. Yeah. There we go. Thank you, Tanya. Yeah. Sorry. There's a little bit of a built-in delay between what we're saying on the video and what people are hearing in the live chat. So it's kind of frustrating at times. Wish it was more real time, but yeah, we're just very happy that YouTube gives us the opportunity to use this amazing technology and get together and see our friends and all that kind of stuff. All right. Liz is trying to tell me something. She's telling me to move it along. Move it along. Okay. So I'm back in town. Wasn't able to sing at all for the last few weeks, but I'll start singing again on Friday for a funeral, and then I'll be in full force next weekend at all the masses I sing at. So, all right, that's enough from me. So let's go with Captain Nick.
Yeah, hi. I'm had a birthday as well, and I just thought I'd show you this, and you can have a bit of a laugh. This was one of my birthday presents. So
nice.
Now I am riding an electric bike, bicycle, which actually folds up, very small, and you can sort of carry it around on a whatever, in a bag. So that was very useful. Thank you
Pretty
for
light.
that, my darling wife. Plus, nice couple of gifts from the boys, like lots of beer and a nice waistcoat that is, like wax cotton. So good for the autumn, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
So that was, and I'm now progressing into the 70s without any further issues. So that's no worries there.
It's the 2020s right now, Nick, not the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you mean your 70s? Okay, I gotcha.
Well, actually, I'm reverting to the 70s. I quite like the 70s. They were.
I love the 70s.
My heyday.
Yeah, that's when I was preteen and teenager. Those were in first couple of years of college as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And great music. Love the 70s music.
Oh,
okay,
God,
go ahead.
yes.
Sorry.
Absolutely fabulous. Yeah, Pink Floyd. Way to go. Right. What else did I do? I'm sorry, Jeff. I really am, but I helped out another podcast.
That's okay.
Are you sure? Right.
Yeah,
well,
I love
there's a book written by Alan Munro called Fast Jets on the Front Line, and our good friend Neville Bounds said, would you mind doing an interview of this fine chap?
And what podcast was that he's part of?
PTUK, Plain Talking Rubbish. No, I mean Plain Talking UK. So yes, indeed. So they've already put out the first couple of episodes of the chat I had with Alan, a fine chap who preceded me, I guess, by 8 or 10 years into the Air Force. But funny enough, we actually have so much in common because, we both were cadets flying gliders. We both got flying scholarships from the Royal Air Force, so both learned to fly, albeit he was on an old Tiger Moth, and I was in a Cessna 150 Aerobat. But he then flew Javelins, but he did go on to Phantoms at one point, and he ended up on Tornadoes, and I flew both the Phantom and the Tornado. I didn't fly the Javelin, but as a kid I used to have a little Javelin model, which was a dinky toy, and as soon as I said that, he said, "I've got one of those upstairs," and I went, "Oh wow." That's amazing. So anyway, it's a really nice chatting away with Alan. He lives way up in Rutland, which is a lovely part of the countryside, but a good 4 and a bit hours drive. So I actually spent a couple of nights with our good friend Captain Nige. He put me up so I could break the journey, which was very kind of him, and had a few beers. We went out for a nice Thai meal on the last night I was there. So
nice.
That was absolutely great. And that really is about it, really, for me. Not much else has gone on, but I did mention I did do the artwork last show. Now, there it is. That's 24 feet, buddy. If you remember, there was a pilot who pleaded guilty to inconveniencing the operation of an airplane or something when he did something very naughty. One of his restrictions, apart from having a bit of a fine and having his license removed, was that he wasn't allowed to go within 25 feet of an aeroplane. And I thought, that's such an odd distance for me to have, you know. So what happens, how do you measure it? Does he have to walk around with a tape measure, and he sort of lays it out and goes, okay, this is close I can go. And what happens to him if he goes within 25 feet? And this is my imagination.
This is what happens.
Mad. This is what happens. a policeman leaps out of the ground. And
that's 24 feet, buddy! you're in violation.
Exactly. So I thought that was a lovely thought. Anyway, we had the number, the show title number was, or the show number was there on his orange jumpsuit. It's twice.
Twice
there.
for what's it? Not
emphasis.
Emphasis. That's the word that starts with an E that I was trying to think.
There you go. Yeah. So you shouldn't have missed that. And where did I put the show logo? I have a feeling I stuck it inside the the number one engine, in the intake of the number one engine. Can you see it there?
There it is. Yeah.
It's not easy to see, but you can just see the Acme on the spinner. There you go. On the. Oh, I've got a visitor. Of the number one, and he's rung the bell. This will be Amazon. I'm going to pull the plug on that piece of kit, so it won't make any more noise. So that we've had the show number, the show logo, and then finally, our jackass is in the. Well, he's like a gopher, isn't he?
Or an ostrich.
Little jackass penguin. He's diving into a hole in the ground because he's seen the policeman coming, and obviously he's an illegal alien. Because he's a South African penguin. He's not allowed in the deserts of America.
I got
so he's hiding from thinking it might be ice come to get him.
I see. Okay.
So he's.
He misunderstood ice.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with cold or water.
No. In fact, he's a hot penguin, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I was thinking that when I saw that, I'm thinking, is it the ostrich that buries its head in the sand? So
it is,
looked like maybe that's what the penguin is doing as well. All right.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, Alan Munro, I'm doing a plain tale on his... the interview. I'm turning it into I might get 2 plain tales out of it, but I'm turning it into just the highlights of that chat. But he did mention that he wasn't allowed to fly the Lightning. He was posted onto the Lightning twice, but in both cases his legs were too long. I don't know why they posted him on there a second time, thinking his legs might have shortened in the meantime.
Well, you know,
It's
gravity
classic.
does have an effect like that, but it
Yes.
usually takes decades before you see any.
Absolutely, it's classic Air Force though. So twice he told him he couldn't fly it because his legs were too long. And I asked him if he'd ever been given the nickname Flamingo, but no, he hadn't, which was a bit sad. But yeah, a bit like an ostrich. I thought a flamingo. Anyway, by the way, enough bird jokes.
Big bird
that's it.
jokes.
Yeah, bird. There you go.
All right, very good. All right, I guess now we could switch over to a quick word about how you can support the APG financially if you have the resources to do so. And it's called the Coffee Fund, or the Coffee Bar Club.
Johnny, how much more coffee?
No thanks.
I'll take some. I love coffee. I love tea. I love the APG community. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, a cup, a cup, a cup, a cup. Oh, you know what's sad? I still haven't worked out the issue with our back channel communications system, Unity Comms. And usually you'll hear Liz accompanying me, the singing of the Coffee Fund song. But yeah, now you won't hear her because we don't have that being recorded, so sorry. All right, she's giving me a thumbs down now, but I did see her singing away. She was making sure that we could see her lips moving as she sung this wonderful little ditty. All right, so the reason why I'm taking my time is that we don't have any Coffee Fund contributions since the last episode. So, but we did want to still tell you about how you can become part of the Coffee Bar Club. You can do it either by making a one-off contribution via the Coffee Fund Classic method, which is essentially a PayPal donation page. Some people use it as a recurring method of contribution as well. And the other way that you can become a supporter of the show financially is to become a patron of the show on patreon.com. So if you're interested, head over to airlinepilotguy.com, our website, /coffee. You'll be glad you did. We will too.
Good timing, Jeff. That was perfect.
I try. I've done this a couple of times. You'd think I'd be able to do this better, more consistently, but you'd be wrong.
Good.
So, yeah, so that's the Coffee Fund, and now I'm waiting. Okay, she's telling me to keep going. Okay, so I guess that means it's time for us to do the feedback, right? Yep. Okay.
Yes, please.
All right, here we
get
go.
something done.
Hey, let's do some feedback. What do you think?
Captain, incoming message.
All righty. We're going to try to knock out as much feedback as... How many times have you heard us say that? But this time we're actually going to do a pretty good job, I'm hoping. This first one is from Kevin St. John. Power bank causes smoke on Virgin Atlantic A330 from John F. Kennedy International to Heathrow in London. Kevin tells us, hello, APG crew and audience. Ooh, that's nice. He's addressing our audience as well. Longtime listener here, even back to the Catholic pilot days, even before Airline Pilot Guy. But I haven't contributed recently, but this occurred in my area, so here goes. This might be of particular interest to Captain Nick, as he may not have only commanded this JFK to Heathrow flight in the past, but also commanded the involved aircraft. I fear that one of these days a lithium power pack is going to take down an airliner. Yeah, we hope you're wrong. Listening to the audio, you could tell that the flight crew was using oxygen masks. Best wishes to all for flight phase appropriate winds. Kevin St. John. Thank you very much, Kevin, for sending that in. And we're going to now play the video to which he referred. I'm just trying to find the window. Where's my window for Keynote? Well, it's got to be here somewhere. Oh, here it is, way down here. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the stage, and we can, the two talking heads over here, we can stay over here on the left. And here we go. Let's see what happens when I hit this button right here.
Boston Virgin 138 Mike is maintaining flight level 280, and we have smoke.
Okay, on 4 July 2019, way back in 2019, Virgin Atlantic Flight 138 from New York Kennedy to London Heathrow was forced to divert to Boston after passengers and crew detected smoke in the cabin, suspected to be caused by a power bank. The Airbus A330-300 Golf Victor Kilo Sierra Sierra safely landed at Boston Logan around 90 minutes after takeoff. All 217 passengers were unharmed. Virgin Atlantic praised the crew's quick response and arranged accommodation and onward travel for passengers.
Boston. Mayday, Boston Virgin 138 Mike is maintaining flight level 280, and we have smoke in the cabin. Stand by for further instructions.
Virgin 138 Mike Rogers, and keep me advised.
Mayday, Virgin 138 Mike, requesting descent to Boston, please.
Virgin 138 Mike, just maintain flight level 240, and I'm going to have that for you in just a minute.
Maintain flight level 240, Mayday, Virgin 138 Mike.
Seems to have been related to a portable battery charger or power
Virgin
bank,
138 Mike, flight present heading.
which became trapped between the seats.
Virgin 138 Mike, say again.
Virgin 138 Mike, flight present heading.
Maintain heading, Virgin 138 Mike.
Virgin 138 Mike, just want to maintain 11,000.
Try to maintain 11,000, Virgin 138 Mike.
I'm sorry, Virgin 138 Mike, Boston altimeter 3010.
3010, Virgin 138 Mike.
And Virgin 138 Mike, just want to confirm you got 11,000 on the altitude, 11,000.
Hey, sir, we have 11,000, Virgin 138 Mike.
Virgin 138 Mike, contact Boston approach 133.0. They're going to have that cruise into Boston for you, 33 nothing.
33 nothing, got it, thanks. Boston approach, Mayday, Virgin 138 Mike, descending 11,000 for Boston.
Virgin 138 Mike, heavy Boston approach. Hey, this Papa current of Boston, expecting ILS runway 22 left, just going to maintain 8,000.
Okay, maintain, runway 22 left, maintain 6,000 feet, Virgin 138 Mike.
Virgin 138 Mike, heavy, just going to maintain 8,000.
Going to maintain 8,000 on 3011, Virgin 138 Mike. Boston, Virgin 138 Mike.
Virgin 138 Mike, heavy Boston.
And just advise, we've had a seat fire in the back of the aircraft. We will require fire services on 90, please.
Virgin 138 Mike, heavy, taking the left.
Yes, sir, we've had a seat fire. We've had a seat fire on the rear of the aircraft. We require the fire services when we land, please.
Virgin 138 Mike, heavy, roger. Virgin 138 Mike, heavy, just going to maintain 5,000.
Descend, maintain 5,000, Virgin 138 Mike Heavy. Virgin 138 Mike Heavy, we have 217 souls on board, and we have 40 tons of fuel. Our nature of our problem is a sea fire which has now extinguished. We intend to land at Boston as soon as possible, please.
Virgin 138 Mike, heavy, roger. I'll have the turn towards the airport and yield a bit lower.
Thank you.
Virgin 138 Mike Heavy, contact approach on 126.5.
265, Virgin 138 Mike Heavy.
JetBlue 918 for emergency inbound to Boston, fly heading 060, maintain 5,000.
Maintain 5,000 on heading 060, JetBlue 918.
JetBlue 918, reduce speed to 210.
210 knots, JetBlue 918.
JetBlue 590, delay vector for emergency inbound to Boston, fly heading 080, maintain 6,000.
Heading of 080, 6,000 on the altitude, JetBlue 590.
JetBlue 590, when able, reduce speed to 210.
Slowing to 210, JetBlue 590.
Mayday, Virgin 138 Mike, descending 5,000 on 3011, heading 060 degrees.
Virgin 138 Mike Heavy Boston, turn left heading 030.
Say again, heading please.
Virgin 138 Mike Heavy, turn left heading 030.
Heading 030, Virgin 138 Mike. 22 left please. How do you read?
Virgin 138 Mike Heavy, it's 10,006 feet.
That's right, thanks. We'll be using full length.
Roger. Let me know when you're ready for the base turn.
Okay, that's copy.
Blue 480 for reduced speed to 170 knots, contact tower 132.22.
3222, slowest, JetBlue 484.
Virgin 138, Mike, right turn, please.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy turn right, heading 140.
Heading 140, Virgin 138, Mike.
138, Mike, heavy, the available landing distance is 8806.
Is it the longest runway you have?
15 right is going to be the longest runway.
Okay, can I take 15 right, please?
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, roger. Maintain 5,000 and turn right heading to 250 and set up for 15 right.
Okay, heading 250, maintain 5,000, maintain 5,000 feet and 15 right, Virgin 138, Mike.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, the available landing distance for 15 right is 90201.
And what's the wind speed, sir?
The current wind is 180 at 4.
Okay, take 15 right, that'd be great, thanks.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, do you want the localizer frequency?
Yes, please.
It's 110.7.
That's copy 110.7, Virgin 138, Mike.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, that is correct, turn heading 260 and maintain 4,000.
Heading 260 and 4,000, Virgin 138, Mike.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, descend and maintain 3,000.
Descend and maintain 3,000, Virgin 138, Mike.
In that runway length, Jeff. Only
What's that?
400 feet. Not a
So,
lot of
Mike,
difference
heavy,
in
do you
the
want a
runway
long
length.
approach or a short one?
Please. Just stand by, please. I'll take a heading of 280 to start, sir. I'll take a long approach.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, roger. Fly, heading at 280.
Heading at 280, Virgin 138, Mike. The fire is out, but we're still under a mayday.
Roger that. Alright, I'm sorry, you want the latest winds? It's 170 at 4.
Thank you.
I'm going to set you up for about a 16, 17 mile final. Is that what you're looking for?
I'll take 15, that's fine.
Roger. 260.
Heading 260, Virgin 138, Mike. Virgin 138, Mike, we can make an approach.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, turn left heading to 250.
Heading 250, Virgin 138, Mike.
M38, Mike, heavy, turn left heading 220.
Heading 220, Virgin 138, Mike, heavy. We will be stopping on the runway, sir.
Roger. Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, descend and maintain 2,000.
Descend and maintain 2,000, Virgin 138, Mike.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, you're 7 miles from Malta, turn left heading 180, maintain 2,000 to establish localizer, clear ILS 15 right approach.
Cleared ILS 15 right, heading 180, Virgin 138, Mike.
The emergency is landing 15 right, and they're about 11 miles straight in.
180.
Virgin 138, Mike, localizer established at 15 right.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, roger, contact the tower 134.05.
13405, Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, thanks for help. Final. We will be stopping on the runway and require 5 minutes.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, Mayday, roger, runway, Boston Tower, runway 15 right, cleared to land 1140 at 3, and fire vehicles are on standby.
Clear to land, Virgin 138, Mike, and just advised we did have a ceasefire in the rear of the aircraft. The fire is out and stand by for further intentions on the ground.
Virgin 138, Mike, heavy, tower copies. Copy that. Fire vehicles want to know if it was on the right or left side of the aircraft.
Right side of the aircraft, Virgin 138, Mike. Ceasefire is out. The ceasefire is out.
So, Command, you copy that? Fire is out. He lands will advise his intentions, but he knows that he wants you guys to join him when the time comes. 25 approved is requested. Virgin 138, Mike Heavy, the fire vehicles are on this frequency. You can talk to them right now.
Virgin 138, Mike. Stand by. If you could also have a look at the brakes, they may get hot as we did land overweight.
Okay, stand by. The fire is just being confirmed out. It's actually in one of the forward cabins. I really don't want you to come into R4 zone. In the cabin. The seat is at the second door on the right-hand side. Second door on the right-hand side. Can you come in through this? Okay, stand by, please. Stand by. Yes, come to R2. We need to disarm the door as well, so please don't open the door yet.
Good thinking.
Shut down the number 2 engine and we'll disarm the door and we'll advise you. Please advise when you're ready to come in. Boston Tower, Virgin 138.
Virgin 138 Heavy, Boston Tower.
We're going to shut down both engines in this position as well, so we may be towing up near the runway later, but we should be able to restart.
Virgin 138 have Mike Heavy, Roger, and Massport's out there with you as well, so he's modded the frequency too.
Okay, thank you. Stand by. Fire service dog coming on board.
Copy.
Yes, of course we will. We're on standby for that. We appreciate you came on board first.
Lots of static. All right. Oh, get the scary music. Power banks, also known as portable recharging devices, are permitted on both domestic and international flights under specific rules. According to FAA guidelines, each passenger can carry up to 2 power banks with a capacity of no more than 100 watt hours. Okay, I obviously can't read fast enough. Anyway, we'll have a link to this video in the show notes. Sorry for that really poor audio quality toward the end there, but of course, you know, we're using, or they are using liveatc.net, and this is a volunteer network of people out there with scanners that monitor and record the various frequencies, and apparently once they were on the ground, the quality of that scanner that was being recorded is not the best in the world, but we kind of got an idea of what happened, what transpired once they were on the ground and coordinating with the crash and fire rescue folks to ensure that the engines were shut down and that they did disarm that particular door that they were requesting them to come onto the aircraft without, you know, injuring anybody. So Kevin asked you, Captain Nick, if you had flown this particular flight segment from Kennedy to Heathrow, and then this particular airplane, and I've already forgotten the identification.
KSS. I'm almost certain I've flown the aircraft. I did have a quick look at my logbook, but I'd stopped filling it out by that point.
Yeah. Getting close. Well, so I will say now, July 4, 2019, I know that you actually at the time didn't know it was your last trip, your last flight, your last landing. But that was earlier in the spring, I think, of 2019, correct? Like March or something like that? Because I remember several of us on the crew met up with you. You had like a 2-night layover in Miami. Then I remember also you coming out for Oshkosh. That was our first year, a big, in fact, our last big annual meetup, which was Oshkosh in 2019, third week of July. So this happened between your, what turned out to be your retirement flight and showing up with us and attending Oshkosh later in July. So I'm thinking you probably weren't actually flying at the time, right?
No. I damaged my back, so I was on painkillers and drugs so powerful they took my medical from me. And since I was only a few months from retirement, I decided to call it quits at that point and not try and persist. So so I almost. I can almost guarantee I flew that aircraft a number of times, but I always left it in pristine condition. You
didn't burn the seats up?
The damn thing. No, I didn't. I didn't start burning the furniture. So I'm a bit upset with the crew. But having said that, I listened to them, and my heart swelled a little with pride. I thought they, certainly on the radio, handled that
very nice.
almost textbook. I was, if that had been a sim session, I think the trainer would have said, "Yeah, that's great. That's just how we want it. You guys carry on." We all know the dangers of a fire in the cabin. It is an incredibly dangerous place to have a fire, particularly from something as volatile as a power pack, because of the way that the batteries in those power packs ignite and then burn so fiercely. The temperatures get very high. It's almost like a small bomb going off. But the lithium batteries, really, once they get going, they're going to go big time. So I feel pride for the cabin crew, who obviously handled the fire in the cabin well and extinguished it, and there was no injuries from my knowledge. So that is great job. Flight deck did a great job, and of course they're trying to deal with all sorts of checklists because they've got smoke and fumes in the aircraft, which is giving the added problems of having to wear masks. Even when they got down to altitude, they're now dealing with overweight landing checklists, and trying to coordinate with the ground and their own cabin crew to make sure that everything that needs to have been done has been done. Calm the passengers, so PAs will have been made. Just that relatively small event generates a huge amount of work, and this is another reason why I just never want to see single pilot operations on an aircraft. I don't care how safe people think it is. The workload involved in an incident like this is horrendous. So hats off to everyone. I thought everyone coped extremely well. I thought Boston were brilliant because even though the runway that they asked for was only like 400 feet longer than the one they'd been given, the wind was kind of a little bit more down that runway, but it was only 3 or 4 knots, so it's not a significant
negligible
wind. Yeah, but once they made a decision and been given it, they didn't try and change back. They just stuck with it, which I thought was fine and beautiful. That was good. But obviously they felt they were going to take full length because, a 40-ton aeroplane, you can't dump fuel on those 330s, so you've got to land overweight. And that's not an ideal situation to be in. They seem to make a nice long straight and approach, not huge because, there's a certain level of urgency in case that fire reignites. And everyone seemed to have been briefed properly. They had all the numbers to hand, passenger loads and fuel, all that stuff that they knew, both of them. I think both the crew members knew that they were going to need. And they didn't have to and ah about their decisions. They had a clear plan in mind, and they'd obviously just briefed the cabin crew using the standard night's briefing, nature intelligence, time, and emergency exits, which is the kind of standard mnemonic for briefing the senior cabin crew on what the intentions are, gets all the vital information to them in one neat little package, and you can obviously add on extra stuff if you want, but I noticed they started giving the same brief to the air trafficker, which I thought was great because they'd obviously just got it in their heads that, a night's brief. I'll give a night's brief to air traffic at the same time.
Why not?
So that was good.
Anybody will listen.
Exactly. Oh dear.
I like
it. All was fine and beaut, and I commend them for their skill and ability, and thanks for getting the airplane safely down. It was good.
Awesome job. And I'll kind of counter your point regarding single pilot operations. Come on, Captain Nick, just get your iPhone and with your AI technology of today, like that's all you need. Yeah,
that's right.
AI will take care of it.
Yeah, hey AI, make a PA to the passengers.
Yeah, and run the appropriate checklist at the appropriate time.
Exactly
and
right.
land
yeah.
as soon as conditions permit.
Indeed.
And I'll just
I
be sitting back and watching.
Yeah, I think this is the sort of time when we all cringe at the thought that, on your own, trying to deal with all that needs to be done, it's, without a huge change to the infrastructure around you, to make it really easy to cope with these things. And they're never easy to cope with. Single pilot is going to be, oh, God, I hate to think.
No. And also, thank you for noting the everybody did a great job. The pilots, the pilot crew, the cabin crew, obviously, and the air traffic controllers. I echo your commentary regarding how well they handled the whole situation, and the fact that, and this is a point that a lot of people would miss, we've heard so many of these audio recordings where people have had emergencies and the controller is trying to, in an effort to help them, I think, usually, they're saying, well, wouldn't you rather have this runway instead? But, sometimes you have to, if you're not used to all the things that are happening inside the aircraft and approaches you've already entered into the flight management system, it's just nice, as you mentioned, that they didn't try to talk them out of using 1-5 right, even though they were originally lined up for 2-2 left, and that would have worked out just fine as well. But they didn't argue with them. They didn't try to talk them out of it, because that would have just caused more confusion and potentially more risk.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll just make a point to people who aren't familiar with using Mayday or PAN, or PAN, I should say. Notice, I love the way the crew gave the full Mayday with each frequency changed.
Mm-hmm.
Thereafter, just in case that controller hadn't picked up, it's rare I know, but hadn't picked up the fact that they were on a Mayday, and thereafter they just prefixed each transmission with a single Mayday. That's the way we're taught.
Yeah, and they did it textbook.
Yeah,
I mean,
very nice. Very
nothing
nice
to fault.
Yeah.
All right. Let's continue on with some more feedback. This one, number 4 from Larry Zola. Speaking of Boston, Larry is a resident of Boston, very close to the Boston Logan International Airport. Did you realize how well you sequenced that, Liz, or was that just a happy accident? No, she goes, yeah, I knew this is related to Boston. Anyway, this actually is a person from Boston, but not related to Boston at all. This involves and relates to I don't know if he was, I think he was the original CEO, founder of Federal Express, or what we all know as FedEx. And his name, Fred Smith. He passed away recently, and there was a FedEx-sponsored golfing tournament somewhere. I'm not sure where, but the FedEx did. It must have been maybe close to the headquarters in Memphis. That's what I'm going to guess.
It was in Memphis.
Okay, it was in Memphis. Thank you. And they had a specially painted aircraft, FedEx airplane, that flew over the top. And we just happened to have that video because Larry sent it to us. So let's see, Liz, if you'll pop that in. Thank you. And here we go. Okay, show some golfers here on the golf course. They're all looking up at this very large aircraft. I think it's a 777. On the bottom of the aircraft are the initials FWS, Fox Whiskey Sierra. So that's Fred W. I'm not sure what the W stands for, but Fred Smith. That was a nice tribute, I think, to...
I didn't get a chance to read the side of the fuselage. Had they replaced FedEx with FredEx?
Oh, let me look at it again. Here, let me play that again. See if I can stop it at the appropriate point. It says FedEx.
Oh, no, it's just the F and the E. No, they've got the initials on the bottom, but I thought that would have been a touch I would have really enjoyed if they painted it on the side of the fuselage. Fred X.
His second name was Wallace. Frederick Wallace Smith.
Cute, Liz. Very nice. Looks like the crowd really enjoyed the. Oh yeah, St. Jude Golf Championship. St. Jude Hospitals, Children's Hospitals, Research Hospital, and Practical Hospital there in Memphis. Obviously sponsors this tournament. Anyway, so that was nice.
Oh, very good. Nice fly past, actually.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Larry, for sending that in. We have plenty of feedback with videos in our feedback. This one from Dave, aviation etymology, and Liz put a note in here. She said, I think that two people sent this in, but I'm not sure who the first one was. I guess she inadvertently erased the sender information on that email. But whoever it was, thank you. And but we do know that Dave sent it as well.
I didn't know that Liz could just erase people.
Oh,
Good Lord, you better not get on the wrong side of Liz, have you? You'll get erased.
She has a lot of power, that's for sure. Wow. So I'm trying to always mind my P's and Q's because I want to live longer. So Dave says, love your show. This YouTube episode might give you some interesting material for an episode. It has to do with the etymology, not entomology, which is the study of insects, but etymology, the study of word origins. And this is an etymology of aviation terminology or aviation terms. And again, he said, love your show. And then let's see. Did y'all ever wonder where all your airplane words come from? Check this out. And if you need an excuse to waste some time, yeah, that's what we do every week here, Dave. Waste your time.
Yes, it's part of the reason we keep doing the show.
Oh, you have a note here, Nick. I think you must have responded to Dave something about one of your favorite word aviation terminology breakdowns.
I listen with avid interest to this because it's right up my street. I love the origin of words and how they came about, etc. Because the English language is full of these really weird words, and people get frustrated by them. But I love the fact that you can trace a word back to its origin by the way it's pronounced or spelled or whatever, and I just find it fascinating. And I just thought, well, I'll make a note of one of my favorites, and that was the word hanger. And I thought, well, of all the things, I wonder what a hanger originally meant.
Oh no, like when you have a poop and not all of it comes
You're talking about my dog now, who eats a lot of grass.
Yes, and definitely some hangers.
No, that's called a Klingon.
Right.
It's a Klingon.
It's a Klingon.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh, dear. So it was originally a place to put a ship. I pronounce that very carefully.
Oh, okay,
a ship.
good. Woo. Thank you.
Or large equipment, and comes from the Middle
Thanks
French with the same Germanic elements for home and yard. Then through the Middle Dutch for a hamgyard to become hanger. So that, I went, wow, that's really nice to know. I love that. It's no use to anybody. I love the fact that
neither is our show.
No, it's very true. But
yeah.
We love it.
We do. I mean, we enjoy doing it. You may not enjoy listening to us doing it, but, frankly, we don't care. All right. No, that's not true. We actually do care. Let's just play. Should I play just a little tease or a little
Oh, yeah,
snippet?
absolutely. They're a really good pair, these two.
Okay. Gotcha, Liz. She's giving me some nonverbal signals. And just a smidge, I think, is what she was telling me. So here we go. I'm going to hit this button here and hope for the best. Oh, nope. That's what happens when I don't have the correct window selected. Here, okay.
Is it an airplane or an aeroplane?
How many aviation terms are inspired by the sea?
And why do all pilots have to speak English?
Fasten your affixes, stow your dictionaries. We are clear for takeoff on this high-flying episode of Words Unraveled.
Oh, that looks like a good podcast. Have to check
Well,
that
yeah,
out.
absolutely.
Oh, did you notice the? Oh, darn it! I hit the wrong button. Did you notice the one of the hosts' name was Words?
Oh, really?
I think maybe that. Okay,
There's
I'm
a
sorry.
special term for talking of words
Is
for
it
someone
an
who
airplane or an aeroplane?
Yeah, go ahead.
How many aviation
whose
terms are inspired
job
by the sea?
reflects
Why do
their
all
surname.
pilots have to speak English?
Fasten your affixes,
It's
stow
like
your
they
dictionaries.
were
We are
drawn
clear
to
for
doing a
takeoff on
particular
this
job
high-flying
because
episode of
their
Words
name
Because of the name.
reminds you of it.
Okay, let's see. Rob Words
Rod Words. Oh, well,
and Jess Zafaris.
Ah.
Interesting. I just saw that. Rob Words. Oh,
Rob Words.
how,
Well done.
How
Well spotted.
convenient. Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, should I play a little bit more? Maybe. Okay. Nice music.
Sorry about
nice
that.
intro.
Welcome to another Words Unraveled. I'm Rob Watts from the YouTube channel Rob Words.
And I'm Jess Zafaris, author of the upcoming etymology book, Useless Etymology. And now that we've reached our cruising altitude on today's flight, what term shall we start with?
Well, let's do what we so often do and begin with our theme, which is aviation.
Birdiness.
Birdiness. That is what the word means. Birdiness. Yeah.
Birdiness.
Avis, Latin for bird. There you go. Aviation.
It is a cool riff on the word navigation, too, right? Which means oceaniness.
Yeah, so a lot of these words, it's something that's going to come up a lot, is a lot of these words we take from French, and a lot of them we actually take from Jules Verne specifically. For example, the word aviator, that's a creation from Jules Verne. It's a translation from 1887 of Jules Verne's Clipper of the Clouds. Mr. Aviator, you who talk so much of the benefits of aviation, have you ever aviated? There he's coining at least two terms, aviating, which is not a word that we've taken on. But aviator, yeah, that's the first time we have it. And it comes from Jules Verne.
And aviation itself was coined after the notion of navigation by Guillaume Joseph Gabriel de la Landelle
Oh, it's easy for her to say.
in 1863 in the book Aviation or Aerial Navigation.
Right, aerial navigation. So it's birdie navigation then.
Birdie navigation, birdie sailing.
We have a major transatlantic difference that we have to address up top here. And that is with the words airplane and aeroplane.
I'm
Because
interested
we
in
don't
this
call them airplanes in Britain at all.
You've kept that more etymologically accurate, I guess. I don't know, it depends on the time.
So airplane is a deliberate altering of the French word aéroplane or aéroplan, depends on how you want to pronounce it. But, you know, they kind of mean the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. And there was a lot of sense seen in calling it an airplane instead of an aeroplane. For example, during the First World War, the British RAF were encouraging their pilots to call them airplanes, not aeroplanes. And at one point, the BBC said, yeah, we should.
That's the army for you.
But it never really caught.
This is fascinating. I'm not going to spend the rest of the show playing this video, but I will watch it after the show.
Oh, it's good
And
fun, yeah, and they're really smart people. I'm impressed with them.
Yeah, I love it. This looks like a really good YouTube quote podcast to check out if you're interested in this kind of thing, which I am for sure. So thank you very much, Dave, and the anonymous person who also sent us a link to that. And as you know, we'll always have these links in our show notes for you to check out.
Did
as
the
well.
anonymous person not put enough cash in with the request? Is that one?
Well, I don't know. We'll have to talk to. Yeah, Liz is giving us a thumbs up. She's going, yeah, which means I think, yes, I agree with you, Nick. And yes, you need to up your contributions so that so we'll include your
yours.
Name. Yeah, up your. Here we're upping our standards. Up yours. Okay. Let's continue on with. This is a video in Facebook. Did I? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, this is from Ahmad Danhamadou. What is FM cross-loading in an Airbus cockpit? Well, we just happen to have the perfect person to answer this question, or one of the crew members here that has experience and has flown and is flying. the Airbus aircraft fleet. And RJ is not here. He was in our feedback, or not feedback, our meetup video, but he is out there plying the airways. Is that something? Plying the airways? He's out there flying and couldn't join us today. But we have Captain Nick. So let's see. This is Ahmad Dan Hamadou from Abuja. Abuja? I always get that wrong.
Abuja, yes.
Abuja. Okay, Nigeria. How you all are doing great. This time my feedback is for Airbus veteran Captain Nick. I'd like to know what the purpose is of cross-loading, for example, from FM2 to FM1 on an Airbus. Okay, there's his question. I'm blindly assuming here that FM refers to the FMC/FMS. Probably has something to do with flight management, I'm guessing. Anyway, so he said, I saw this being done in the video and then he gives us the link, a Facebook link of this video. And he said, I thought all MCDUs, 3 of them, right, whether in synchronous or asynchronous mode, were practically windows/doors/portals for accessing the central FMS, which I believe Airbus calls FMGS, while FMC in Airbus-ish is called FMGC. It's so confusing, all these letters. Or are there more than one FMGC, FMGS per Airbus? Cheers. I don't even understand the question. So I'm glad that Captain Nick is here. And while
it's not, wouldn't have been an easy one to answer, even if I've been current. But now looking back at it, I'm going, oh God. Right. Cross-loading is more appropriate. Refers to software updates to one flight management computer to save the engineers having to load each individual flight management guidance system. They put it into one and then cross-loaded. In other words, the software was driven across the aircraft from one flight management computer to the one next door. So
Press
that
8.
was, I think,
Select aircraft
cross-loading
status.
is
Then select
more of an engineering function when they do an update of the FMGS. Okay, so they're now doing the cross-loading process. This is an engineering procedure we're seeing here, so that's why they're pressing all these buttons and getting confused and following it off a checklist.
So
and that's
this
not
is
very
not
interesting.
Is this something that pilots do, or you said the engineers do this?
No, so there is a difference between cross-loading, in other words, you've loaded new software in, or an update on the database. The database has all the airways and airports and runways and all that kind of stuff, and you don't load it individually into each computer, of which there are 2, FMGC1 and FMGC2, and the captain's one is called number 1 because he's the most important person, and the first officer gets the second most important one called FMGC2. And having downloaded that data, the engineer then just goes to the FM and using the internal electronics transfers it from one machine to the one next door. So that's quite easy. What normally occurs when the pilots get hold of it is that one of the pilots will type in all the information to fly a route into their McDo and into their flight management computer, and because all the McDos are linked and watching what each of us is doing, that will automatically, sometimes it takes a few seconds, but all that data will automatically go across to the other flight management computer. So it will appear on the other McDo. So if the first officer is typing all the information in, a second or two later, not even that usually, it'll be appearing almost as he does it on the captain's one as well as his own. So both machines are kept up to date. And if the captain at some point goes, you didn't do that right, I'm going to change that, and changes on his side, again, that will go back to the first officer. So the 2 flight management computers have the same data. If there is a fault with one, that link can be separated. And the aircraft can do that itself, or you can do it, I think. I can't remember quite how you do it, but I think it can. And they'll go onto an independent mode. And now both machines will operate independent of each other, so that if you've got some corrupt information on one side, it won't corrupt the information on the other side as well. Just, by the by, whoever is flying the airplane usually has their flight management computer as the master, and which is achieved, if I'm not mistaken, by which of the autopilots you have selected. So if you are flying with autopilot 1, FMGC 1 is in charge, and if you select autopilot 2, then FMGC 2 is. You might need to confirm that if you really don't take my word on that, because, like I say, it's been a while, and that is really it. So, Ahmed, thanks very much for the question. Cross-loading is not a pilot thing; that's an engineering thing. When you're updating software, the rest of it is pilot stuff. And yes, they all talk to each other, but there are only two, from memory, flight management guidance computers. The third McDo doesn't normally take part in any of this. Third McDo is used for transmitting ACARS messages, and it sits there between the two pilots on the back of the console, and they can just type stuff into that and send it off, or they can also access the aircraft records and things like that. However, if you get a failure of one of the McDo's, the captains or the first officers, they can turn theirs off, and automatically the third McDo will become available to replace that. So all the data is also available to be uploaded onto the number 3 McDo, and that can substitute for a failed one or a broken one that one of the pilots has, and you can just select it, turn it on, and away it goes.
Just to be clear, to bring some clarity to hold this this whole thing, McDo is something to do with McDonald's and what happens if you have too much.
No, it's whiskey. It's a whiskey, you fool.
Oh, so I was thinking it was
whiskey.
What happens in the bathroom after you've had a McDonald's Happy Meal or something. Okay, gotcha. So no, what it really is. Yeah, what is
a multi-MC, multi-something display
computer?
unit.
Multi-MCDU.
Crap.
Accessible?
No, C.
No, C, MCDU.
It's MCDU.
Someone in the chat room is going to tell me, because we never called it anything other than a McDo.
McDo, yeah. Okay.
As you
Very
can
cool.
imagine, MCDU. So there
All
you
right.
go.
What do you think?
Sorry if I'm not 100% certain of all that stuff that I just spouted.
Hey, as long as you're 50%, I'm good with it.
50% will be right, I promise you.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right, Ahmad Dan Hamadou. Thank you very much for the question. Hopefully that answered it. Well, it did answer it. I don't know if it was to your satisfaction or not. But,
yes, I'm just any use to you.
Okay. Liz is holding up fingers to me.
I can do that too.
All right. Oh, we have a certain amount of time. Only like 4 minutes to go or something like that?
No, we were almost there. We're pretty much there. But if you could do 7 and 8 before we wrap up, that would be fabulous.
I would love to do that. Thank you very much.
You.
All right. Let's see. This from Bob Judson. Feedback regarding cabin baggage during emergency evacuations. Hi, Captain Jeff, Captain Nick, Producer Liz, and all the fabulous APG crew. Hard on the heels of my first feedback last week, which was quite some time ago because we've had this for a while. I thought I'd send you another one. This link will take you to an interesting Royal Aeronautical Society review.
You did see my note there, Jeff.
I
right?
did, yeah.
Okay,
I'm going to hit that here in a second. This link will take you to an interesting Royal Aeronautical Society review of an accident report, catchily entitled A Bag for Life, which talks about the perils of people taking cabin baggage with them during emergency evacuations. It focuses on the accident report from Aeroflot Flight 1492, in which 41 of the 78 occupants died back in 2019, and it makes for pretty sobering reading. And we made it pretty sobering podcasting as well. And I'm thinking that Bob was probably watching the show and then listening to me go on and on, blithering on and on about something, and he clearly went unconscious and didn't hear us covering this. And I forgot which episode it was, but it was a few episodes back when somebody else sent us some feedback regarding this, or maybe Liz actually. Maybe she's the one that spotted it and included it in our news segment. So so Bob, we did cover this, but I do thank you for pointing it out to us. So thank you very much. And speaking of Bob, the Leading for Life stories, Leading for Life podcast has interviewed the great Captain Nick Anderson, and I guess he was running out of people to interview, and so he asked me.
Scraping the barrel, was he?
The bottom of it, yeah. And so I was, and I think I mentioned this last episode.
He wanted some blithering on his podcast.
Some blithering idiot, like Captain Jeff on the pod. And I think I already talked about in Getting to Know Us that Bob kindly interviewed me, and I told him basically, well, I don't really have anything to say. I don't have a kind of amazing career that Captain Nick had, and I'm not really sure I know anything about leadership. Turns out that he's an awesome interviewer, and he pulled it out of me, and then we only got about half of the questions that he wanted to ask me. So we're hopefully going to do a part 2 where he's going to focus more on the starting of the Airline Pilot Guy show. Anyway, so again, thank you, Bob, for sending in the feedback. We always appreciate Bob's contributions to our show. And you should check out his Leading for Life, leading numeral for LIFE, Leading for Life. All right. And then finally, we knocked out a few here, Liz, right? We're maybe not as many as we would hope, but you forgot, even though we don't have a whole group of co-hosts on today's show, if you have Captain Nick and I, we can talk forever about anything.
The big blitherers on.
The big blither, obviously that's going to have something to do with our show title, right? Okay, this is from Mark Anderson. A question from Mark Anderson, not Nick's brother, Mark Anderson. But this one is our good friend and APG community member extraordinaire, Mark Anderson, working he's a medical doctor and is affiliated with the CAA, right?
Yeah, he's a heart specialist.
Heart specialist. Yeah. Anyway, a great guy. And he, in the picture here we're showing, which we'll have in the show notes, it's also here on the screen in the video. He's wearing a very smart-looking cap, even though it says Acme Airlines on it. It's still smart-looking.
I love it.
Yeah, love our logo on the cap, and he's wearing it proudly. So thank you, Mark. He says, "Hi, APG crew. Some audio feedback attached, live from Schiphol Airport. Some photos from the Aviodrome Museum included." Avio, did you know that has something to do with birds? I just learned that. Not any of that. Yes, that is an Acme Airlines APG hat I'm wearing. Yes. Best wishes to all. Keep up the good work. And now we're going to play his audio feedback. Here we go. Take it away, Mark.
Not playing, Jeff. You know that?
Distinct lack of audio here.
No audio.
No, I did not know that. Well, I can hear it.
Well done.
And I'm really enjoying it, and you just interrupted it. Thanks a lot. No, I'm glad you did. Why am... Oh, I know why. Because my virtual mixer doesn't have the Evernote as a source. So I'm going to fix that right now. Thank you for mentioning that to me. Evernote. Where's Evernote? Okay. Now, let's see if you can hear this, and then I'll start from the beginning if you can.
I've been in a small...
Good. Okay, here we go. So we're going to back it up to the beginning. Let's start at the very beginning.
Captain Jeff, Captain Nick, Dr. Steph, Liz, and the rest of the APG crew. Hello again from Mark Anderson, not Nick's brother. It's a long time since I sent you any feedback, so time to catch up. I'm at Schiphol Airport. You can probably hear the background noise, waiting for my flight back to the UK. I've been in the small Dutch town of Lelystad today, sadly for the funeral of an old friend. But whilst I was there, I had a few hours free to explore the amazing Aviodrome Museum. Well worth a visit if you ever get the chance. It's got a fantastic collection of prop liners, including a Constellation and a DC-4, as well as a number of Fokkers. Family show, everybody. And also a Boeing 747. So I'm travelling back to the UK now, armed only with a rather overfull laptop bag. And in the unlikely event of an emergency on the way home, I'm afraid that laptop bag is coming down the slide with me, because it's got everything in it I need for the rest of my journey. You've talked a lot over the years about people evacuating aircraft with inappropriate luggage, and whilst I'm sure you're right that people shouldn't do that, it's only human nature to want to take your belongings with you. So we probably need more education if we're going to get people to change their behaviour. But there's one question I really don't know the answer to, and I thought one of the crew might be able to fill me in, and other APG listeners, on this, and that is, what happens to the stuff you leave on a plane when you go down the slide? Of course, if the plane burns to a cinder, then you don't have to worry about it, but supposing you go down the slide of your 737 MAX, because it has to be, doesn't it? And when you get to the bottom, the fire crew manage to put out the burning engine on the right wing, and there's the aeroplane, and your precious luggage is stuck in the overhead bins. How does it get back to you? How long does it take? I look forward to hearing your answers to this question, and be warned, there's more feedback coming soon. All the best to all the crew and all the APG listeners. Bye-bye from Schiphol.
All right, thanks, Mark, for sending in that feedback. Would you like to make a stab at it, Captain Nick?
Oh yeah, absolutely. All the baggage that's taken out of the lockers, generally speaking, it's laid out, and the crew get first dibs. Captain gets to pick what he wants, and then it goes down in rank throughout the whole crew. And you usually have to a bit of a bun fight to keep all the cleaners and security people away from it till everyone's chosen what they want. Then the firemen, they get their go, etc., and it goes on until it's all been picked over. And if there's anything left, then it all gets put in a bin, and I think it gets thrown away. It goes in the landfill. To be absolutely correct, everything on board the aircraft's well looked after following an evacuation, so it's quite formal, and no one gets in there except the right personnel. So in theory, nothing should disappear. It's all taken. Now, it depends on the airport, because each airport has its kind of own procedure, but it's taken en masse to the terminal usually, or to a building nearby, and it's all identified if it's feasible to identify it. So it's not a bad idea to have a baggage label on your cabin baggage with your name and address on, but make sure it's not visible, because thieves will walk around airports looking for people with baggage tags, and they take a note of the address, knowing that they're going on holiday, and they go and burgle a house. So have one of those tags where it's covered up until someone actually physically opens it and takes a look. So that's the kind of tag you want on your bag. And if they can't get it to you within a short space of time, and you've been moved off to a hotel to spend the night because you're waiting for your next flight or whatever, then they will send it to you. But it's quite a well-organized procedure at most airports. I can't speak for every airport, but that's the idea. You can be assured it will get to you. Now, a little bit of advice here. If you've got medication you need urgently every day, or even you've got a week's worth or whatever, you have got onward tickets that you desperately you need to have with you if you evacuate, your passport, your wallet. That's probably about all you really need. I can't think of anything else. Have a fanny pack or a bum bag, and keep that on you. It shouldn't affect your evacuation. It's not like it's going to block an aisle if you've just got a very small pack strapped to you. And quite honestly, during the takeoff and landing phase, I never take my shoes off. So I don't wear stupid footwear when you go on an airplane. Wear something reasonable. So if you end up paddling through aviation fuel in an evacuation, you're not going to damage your skin or even worse. Have a personal body pack that you can put these vital bits of kit in. And then if you leave your laptop behind, who cares? Back it up with Apple, but you'll get an insurance, or the airline will pay for it. I can't guarantee that, but that's what should happen. Leave it on board, for heaven's sake. Don't be someone who says, I've got to take this huge piece of luggage with me because it's got my life on board. It's nothing more important than a life, and it could be somebody else's. Oh, someone, Jeff, or is that you, Jeff, has thought of that? But they've got a lovely coat here which you can wear and has got all these pockets in to keep your vital stuff, just in case. And I love the fact that it's not rocket science, it's pocket science. So anything like that, a coat which will have sufficient pockets to take all your vital the stuff you absolutely need. Your mobile phone. We know we need our mobile phone. After you buy stuff and it's got a copy of, if you're sensible, you've got a photograph of your passport in it, so that even if your passport does get lost, you can show it to immigration, you can show it to your embassy and get a duplicate, etc. So be sensible, do those sensible things. Always have your coat on for takeoff and landing, just in case. Always wear good footwear for those periods of the flight. During the flight, you can relax. But if once the descent starts, get yourself organized with the back of your mind primed. Just in case, I'll have everything I need for the next few days, medication, all that kind of stuff on me.
Yeah, and so when you were talking about various ways or solutions to carrying or having available all these important items that you want to take with you if you have to do an emergency evacuation, I was thinking, I remember I listened to a lot of these tech shows, and I've heard about Scott E vests for many, many years. The company is called Scott E, the letter E vest. And it's a pretty ingenious clothing, vests and coats and that kind of thing. Where we're watching this this trailer on screen right now in the video, where the guy is actually putting a laptop computer in his vest or his coat. There.
Yeah.
Look at that. I mean, yeah, that's a little bulky, but
if it's not your laptop, it'd be a great way of stealing one.
There you go. There you go. But anyway, that's an idea, to a lot of people, joke. I know we do not endorse what Captain Nick just said. Tim says, load those pockets with Biscoff cookies. Well, okay.
Yeah, and a few Funyuns.
Yes, of course. Anyway, so I thought I'd throw that up there for an idea for people. Yeah,
that's
perfect.
a
Thank
great
you.
idea. Actually, it's much better than a fanny pack, or as we call them, bum bags. Because you looks like you can get more stuff in there, but you don't make it so thick that you look like the Michelin Man.
Right. You
What's you have a sort of a marshmallow person that was in Ghostbusters, American creation.
I don't know what the creature's name is.
The Stay Puffed guy.
There you go.
Stay
Don't be
Puffed.
like the Stay Puffed Man,
because
you're still got to get down the slide, and you don't end up going roly-poly down it.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, thanks again, Mark, for sending in that great question, that great feedback from Shkupol. And thanks for the warning also that you're going to send us more feedback. We do appreciate that, especially Liz. She really appreciates it. All right. Now it's time for us to wrap up the show. We always point you over to our website, airlinepilotguy.com. Lots of good stuff there to check out. And we're also on social media. And Captain Nick, if you'll do the honors, sir.
Yeah, we're going to put a bow on the show now we're wrapping up.
Yeah, we are.
Okay,
in fact,
that's
if you're watching or listening to the podcast in a chapter images enabled kind of player, you're seeing a nice gift box, a gold gift with a nice ribbon that's all tied up and wrapped up.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Right. You can find us on Facebook at /Airline Pilot Guy, all one word. On X, we're at APG Crew. Instagram is very similar. We're /APG Crew. And YouTube, where you can find this disgusting sausage being churned out every week. We're on youtube.com /Airline Pilot Guy.
Thank you very much for that. And also we have, of course, yep, I hear the water. Hello. 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 Can you tell us about Slack?
Okay, but I'm dripping wet.
Perfect. Come on over here and tell us all about it, sir.
APG listeners, please join us on our Slack team. Slack is a communication, coordination, and sharing platform that works on your mobile, laptop, or browser. On Slack, we share news and ideas, we suggest episode and Plain Tales topics, we plan events and meetups. To get into the Slack team, please email me at slack@airlinepilotguy.com. That's SLACK, Sierra Lima Alpha Charlie Kilo @airlinepilotguy.com. Or send me a tweet with your preferred email address to @Hillel, and I'll send you an invitation. That's Hillel, spelled Hotel India 11 Echo 1, and see you in Slack.
Thanks a lot, Hillel.
Oh yeah, Delta P.
Oh, don't say P again, for heaven's sake. I desperately need to go to the toilet.
I know, I do too. I'm dancing here. So we're also wanting to thank our wonderful producer, Liz.
Hey, thanks, Liz.
Hey,
Good
Liz,
job.
Even though they didn't get a chance to hear much
gotta
of
fix
your
that,
words.
Unity
I
thing,
know.
Jeff.
They'll be on the top of my list for sure after we finish today's
Anyway,
show.
great show. We got through there's a whole bunch more still waiting, but we got some feedback.
Yeah. And we still appreciate everybody's submissions and don't
Please keep
stop.
sending them in. We haven't forgotten the stuff at all.
Right. And we'd also like to thank our live audience. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen,
nice to see
for
everyone.
joining us.
Yep.
We do
Cheers.
appreciate you. And so thank you for listening. And we hope to see you again, I guess, on the next episode, whenever that's going to be, probably next week. And with that, we're going to wish you all clear skies, unlimited visibility, and tailwinds. Take care, and God bless.
Bye, everybody.
See you next time. Okay, boys, you can go pee.
All right. You going to entertain the troops?
Sure. If anybody has any, I'll tell you what I've got in the way of possible. Well, I'll have to repeat these when Nick comes back. I've got not Funyuns, but Trunnions, because that was that thing about those Trunnion things that may have caused the WestJet gear to collapse. Trunnions. Funyuns, Trunnions, something like that. We have fatigue crap. I think he meant fatigue crack. But anyway, they're both kind of... I don't think he'll go with that one, but you never know. We've got a lot of blithering. We've got blithering AI, blithering hosts, Mayday, blithering hosts, the Useless Aviation podcast. That's kind of what we do around here. And then, thanks to Mark Anderson, we have Blithering Fokkers. So there's so much blithering going on, it's kind of like that's all I could think of for the show. So if anybody has anything else much more clever, which I'm sure you do, put it in the chat. Got anything? No. Oh, Tim, you haven't even... Yeah, it's not even lunchtime for you. It's 1:40 here on the East Coast. So, yeah, nice and early. Yeah, fire in my seat. Fire in my seat. Okay, got that one, Tim. Got it. Writing it down. That sort of goes along with the fatigue crap. Fire in my seat. Anyway. Oh, IHOL boxes. I mean, you've been listening in and out of sleep. Oh, you mean Jeff kept putting you to sleep? I see. IHOL boxes have been listening, but he's been in and out of sleep after a flight.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
We don't hear you, Captain Nick.
Oh, this is his delivery from Amazon, I guess.
Yeah, sorry. No, it's not Amazon, actually. This is Naked Wine.
Oh.
Sorry about the interruption when the doorbell went off, but I've got a case of wine.
So what happens when you drink this wine?
Get naked.
Yeah. That's the
Nice.
idea, anyway. You give it to a girl you're looking at, and
look what I have,
hopefully it
Jilly.
works.
Who could use that, I wonder? Anyway, okay. Nick, grab your pen or pencil. I've got some suggestions here for you.
Oh, okay. Hang on a minute. Where's my little note? I've lost it. Come here. I've lost Miss Cursor now.
Uh-oh.
Curses.
And he hasn't even been drinking his naked wine.
No, I haven't, not yet. What the
Thank
hell's
goodness.
that gone? Oh, there it is. Right. I can get rid of the
quickly,
knacker.
Before we
bit.
get into that, look at Tanya's comment here. She met up with Ian Palmer this morning.
Oh, wow. How nice.
How cool
Tanya,
is
that's
that?
brilliant.
And he says to say hi.
Oh, that is great. Lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope you took some audio. Did you, Tanya?
Or photos at least.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
If you have, send some feedback in, please. I'd love to hear how he's getting on.
And Tim Van Ram said his dog responded to your doorbell. So the doorbell in the UK, the dog in the San Francisco. So anyway, or in the Bay Area. Sorry.
I love it.
Marin
That's
County.
very good. Very good indeed. We've got the
We
same
have
ring.
global reach of dogs
Exactly.
here on our show.
Very
Yeah.
Love
keen
it.
ears on dogs. Anyway,
Yes.
Are you ready, Nick?
Yeah, I'm ready to type.
Okay, not Funyun, but Trunnion. So that was the alluding to the Trunnion on the gear collapse.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think you're going to use this one, but we had a fatigue crap instead of fatigue crack. We had a fatigue
We did
crap.
indeed.
Thanks to Tim Van Ram, we have fire in my seat. Fire in my seat.
Instead
And
of
then-
fire in the hole.
Yes, yeah, very much so. Yeah.
I'm glad you like that.
I think he's-
Fire in your hole. Oh, fire in your hole. Fire in
Yes.
your hole.
And then I have just a whole bunch of blithering going on. I've got blithering AI. I've got blithering hosts, Mayday, Mayday, Blithering hosts. I've got the Useless Aviation podcast, which is us, the Useless Aviation. And last but not least, thanks to Mark Anderson, we have Blithering Fokkers.
Oh,
family show.
So I kind of beat the crap out of blithering. But, I love the word. I felt we had
You beat the McDo out of
the
blithering.
McDo, yeah, exactly.
what was the last one, Marks?
Blithering Fokkers, because he was at the museum and saw a bunch of Fokkers.
Yeah, so make sure we spell that correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blithering, you blithering Fokkers, you.
Blithering Fokkers. Love it.
Okay.
Oh, to blither. We like a bit of blither.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us today again. And
Oh, yeah.
we got it off the ground this time. Safe landing too, so all good. And
Oh, that's brilliant.
We will see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for joining us today. We
I think
really
Nick's
do
got
appreciate
some
you.
dinner waiting for him. So
And a bottle of wine.
bye,
Nice.
everybody.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.